Yours.
All right, here we go. Introduce yourself.
What's up, y'all? I'm Mecutio X, and I'm gonna perform a couple tracks for you. This first track is the lead single off of my next album. It's my first solo. It's called California, and this track was produced by Nishan from Riverside. He's the GOAT.
Shout out to Sean.
On the Raise Flays Podcast Network.
Yeah.
I'm the rap the mic, spit they high on the back of the mic, smacking the twice in the Mac in the night, packing strap in the back of the bike. Fuck y'all in the window by the drum walls, look what you got to talk to the gun pop. My phone you never caught one time, it's one time in the jerk, I'm time for the work. I leave a burn if you want mine, I spit the verses, I murder a part time. I know this bitch, I'm a virgin in part time. When I'm down, I'm merge the far side, online, I'm turning to the dark side. Now when I'm turning to dark times, spitting the sermon, I'm ripping and swerving and dodging different tenants of burdens. Fucking out to a particular person, use him as a lighter right after I burn him. Like my demon shoulder and burning, so big pics on the shoulder in person. Speak with you with a lonely cursing. I got a movie for purpose, I ain't gonna hold it worse, but nigga, I'm working. I got my blessings to cursing. I got my blessings to cursing.
Real slow.
In my Honda Del Sol.
It's stuck to my head.
The day I recorded this, my Honda Del Sol broke down, and I couldn't make it home from the studio. And then this man's gonna get another scratch, bro. Cars for kids.
Songs and stories on the Raise Flays Podcast Network.
Yeah.
They say money ain't the motive, like the most doesn't motivate. Know your place, you the shooter, or you in the motorcade? This flow is made from spectrometers that I breed and cultivate. See right through a hole, had to learn to read a poker face. From what I know today, that I work myself and coke away. Devil's advocate, but fuck the devil, I'm just pro debate. This my budding form. One day, I'll be old and gray, but still I grip a mic as tight as when you grip a poker spray. My totem say, boy, be the locust, don't you go away. Swear my notebook like a Bible when I put my poems in page. Hold my rage, now he use me like a pen name. I'ma smoke this loose and get my head straight. Say he kill a nigga, I don't really like a threat. Taste that fake, you miss opportunities to get cake, bitch made. Niggas gon' get hit up with a switchblade. Robin Hood, I'm just trying to get the click paid. Never Robin Hoods, from the woods up cause we flip gangs. We in the big back, and it's like a nigga whip set. I said I flip back, bring his big back. and that's why your nigga wet stank.
Driving real slow.
In my Honda Del Sol,
It's stuck to my head.
all your hoes are Velcro.
You said I'm wrong.
Nigga, they gon' check your cell phone. Came to trap and put my cell phone.
Driving real slow.
Yeah.
Honda Del
Yeah,
Sol.
my Honda Del Sol, it was lime green too.
And he had like a moss like interior on his
Yeah.
Moss?
You see mods on the dashboard?
Yeah.
And Mexican blankets on the seat.
Oh,
So you got it, bro.
Damn.
His car.
Stud.
When he first pulled up to my house for the first interview I ever did with him, and he was in that thing, I was like, got like plants growing in his car or something. Like
He's got a greenhouse in his car.
Yeah. What do you got next? You gonna
Yeah, the next one.
over? Is it sideboard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. A Raised Flaves exclusive.
Here, turn out with a little bit. Yeah.
Hey yo, I never set the face of the sun. Don't wanna be no, but I got to if I'm aiming the gun. If my ship don't work, fly plane to the sun. Young black brother, no wonder my name on the tongue. I'm the only rap cyborg rhyme through a time warp. Rated any corporation with more than 5 floors. Dinosaurs, really just birds at the tin town. Never had to kick it with a bird at the pimp lines. As the pillow, I be chillin' in the flip side. Young cat with a tight clip like a zip tie. Spit verses out of pocket like a strip search. Let me eat that booty while I'm naked, bitch, I'm Big Lurch. And favorites made a dream team and they big murk. Big stick tucked into my pants made my dick hurt.
Sabotage and Cordo.
This from Cyberpunk 2077.
this guy love
I checked my PS5, bro. I got 300 hours right now.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Streaming?
Love that game. It's
This
fine.
guy loves video games and books and rap.
Which game? Which game?
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. Oh, yeah. My son
Been
loves
a
that.
man with written chains like
Yeah,
Johnny
big video
Silverhand. Plus I'm John Wick, bitch, with a pencil killed a man. You know this it was bro. Proud when I feel alone. Sensitive killer. I hold a knife to a spitted dome. How you niggas rap for years, but you ain't like it yet. You tried your best, now get hexed by my cyber deck. Just like the check I want the neck, plus a side of sex. Black powder, what I take is Pyrodex. Most days I'm dressed like I have a bonanza spot. Other days it's into the Matrix, Jada and Van 2 knots. Bitch, I'm Merlin serving fiends out in Camelot. Had to say fuck the round table, cause they scam a lot. I got the biotech chip, I overanalyze. Scanning all in and I damn them all like Panama. It's some brothers that I caught up like the cancer dog. Ask me if I ever knew them, I can't recall.
Say that. What I don't sound like
Can't recall.
So thank you guys. That's a little selection of my sound.
Nice. There you go. Wakey up and bakey. It is time. The Race Flaves Podcast Network live in studio.
Wake
Tacos
and
de
bake.
mañana.
You just heard it live right here.
Holy moly. Holy moly. Holy moly. Let me get them set up with the camera.
Well, how was that for an intro? for you there?
How was that for an intro? By the way, the voice you're hearing, Mr. Andrew Tater, back in the studio.
PvP out here.
PvP.
Me and my dog Mecutio X.
Beautiful,
Thing.
beautiful morning, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Good
well,
morning.
well,
Thank you
good
for
morning
coming
to
in.
You, man.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I like to get the morning slots. Like I told you last time, like
Dude.
get here early, just pump it out. We got coffee going.
Yes.
The bars are amazing. I mean, what do we got? You got your little energy.
I got my Alani.
Oh yeah.
I've never, I used to, I always do Red Bull.
Yeah.
But these Alanis, 200 freaking milligrams of caffeine, dude.
Oh,
this thing
man.
pops my heart out. I'll probably die right here in the studio.
That's what those Prime drinks did to me. I've tried the Prime energy drinks, and I was
Yeah.
like, "There's no way that there's this amount of caffeine in this." Like straight up, like you said, my heart was just like
Super sugar,
I
super
tried that with the
caffeine.
G Fuel at 300.
Oh,
Dude.
300. Dude, that's
Girl,
dangerous.
I do construction, so I'm always
You're drinking that, dude?
bro, I could probably go up to 500 milligrams of caffeine in a day and feel okay.
Well, I mean-
if I spread it out through the whole day.
I have.
That's a
You
14-hour
even it out.
period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, here, this is 4 shots of espresso in this.
Four
Four
shots of espresso.
is wild.
So, dude, you should be okay. It's
should
gonna
be
kick in
jittery.
right now. It's gonna kick in.
Oh,
Holy moly!
no, it's got me balanced. It's got me balanced. A little breakfast sandwich, but it's all good.
The
But
breakfast sandwich.
yeah,
Thank you,
man,
Starbucks.
Thank you for having us out, man. Like I
Yeah,
said,
thank
just
you.
wanted to, get back out here and, get back on the pod, man. So,
Absolutely. Everybody's got fire in the chat. J Rob's in the house. Alex Froppy in the house. Everybody's waking
yeah,
up.
shout
Oh,
out
thank
to
you.
everyone in the chat right now.
Thank you guys for tapping in and waking up.
Yeah, waking up because right here, my guy Mecutio, we got a lot of good stuff coming up, and really talented artists, y'all. Everyone on Twitch right now that's watching, y'all,
Go check him out on Spotify. He's on DSPs. He's got Lethal Session 1 and 2 with Garrick Niffin. He's got
Yes,
a lot
sir.
of featured projects, a couple music videos out. One that just dropped with Mikey.
Yeah, I just dropped a music video with my homeboy Swavey Mikey and my
Swavey
homeboy
Mikey, come to the show.
Doughboy IE.
Who, IE?
Doughboy IE.
Dude, I just saw he was on with K Showed the other
Yeah,
day. Huh?
yeah.
Yeah, Doughboy
Cool
sick.
dude, really cool dude.
Hell yeah, the IE.
Yeah, because you're from the IE, so like
Yeah, I'm from the IE, so a lot of the people that I meet are from like San Bernardino, Riverside, Redlands, that type of area.
Oh, crazy. So you're out there. Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, so it's really cool too how we met because when I first started doing all this, I was out in Orange County, and so
Right.
I did my thing. I went to an open mic, and the first time I ever rapped in front of anybody, I'm talking anyone, like I've done like, music talent shows and stuff, but that's where you had to do that, right?
Right.
He was the only one that came up to me and complimented my rap. The
Damn.
only one. And from there, we just, kept a friendship and stuff like that. And we ended up recording some music together. Let the story be told. Now we're here on your show. But literally, right when I got everything going, he was one of the first people to hop on board with me. So
Nice.
He's
There
pretty
you
much
go.
been riding with me ever
Yeah.
since it started. So
There you go.
Yeah.
And you rode with him in the what kind of car was that with the Moss?
Oh yeah, the Honda
I only got to
Del Sol.
ride in it one time before
Man.
we had that mishap. I remember I'd helped him tried to help you save it.
I know.
I brought my buddy down and we were trying to get it all back together.
My
for him.
mechanic is just
He just
really screwed me over. Like he just didn't
Oh,
care.
what?
So he
Yeah.
basically like he was the homie, so I was letting him do jobs on the side instead of taking it to a regular mechanic.
Oh,
and then the
shit.
moment he got a job, like the car broke down, he's like, I'm gonna fix it because he was the last person to touch it. And he took my money, didn't fix it, then got a regular job
Oh,
and ghosted
damn.
me. And so he had
Ghosted you.
taken my car apart, saying he was gonna fix it, so it couldn't even roll.
He couldn't even roll.
He took
What kind of
everything
problem
apart,
do you
bro.
have where the tires don't even go down the street?
Well, he's like, okay, well, what if, even though it's messed up, let me change it to a stick shift for you.
Change it to a stick shift.
And so he just took everything apart.
He just went. He just went
I
from,
had to get
from the
Andrew to
ground.
bring his friends to put the wheels back
Yeah.
because
It
he
was-
took like the axles off.
So he
like
pretty
it
much
wasn't.
on his car, like when you're doing a swap like that, he has an automatic. So you have to take
I can imagine.
the whole front end apart, and then you got to drop the
Yeah.
automatic transmission. You got to cut some stuff, and then you got to literally mount a manual transmission with new brackets. So this guy.
Why
pretty
would
much-
you do that? The thing barely runs. Why would you do all
Well,
that?
I mean, it was like.
Why would you go from outer
it's
space?
like
like,
anything.
straight down-
If you love a car like right now,
That was my prized possession.
Exactly. I have mine sitting in my driveway. It needs a clutch right now. And
Yeah.
everyone's like, why don't you scrap it? Why don't you scrap it? And it's like,
Yeah.
no, dude, like that's my car. It holds value to me.
Sure.
Like,
Is that manual?
yeah, that's manual.
yeah, but
you
you
said
wouldn't like
clutch.
change it to a
Well, yeah, mine's already manual. But I'm
Automatic.
just saying, when you have a car, that what I'm trying to reference is when something like that is so near and dear to you, and I can understand where he was at with that car.
Oh,
'cause That's
yeah.
how I am with my car. Everyone's been telling me for years I need to get rid of it, but I love that thing.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
had it
you
for,
gotta
I've had
keep
it for
it.
8 years now. Like I can't.
Well, his had moss carpet inside, so you got.
Oh
you
yeah,
gotta
I
keep
had a whole
that.
different thing. I live by the beach, and so I take the top off, and I
Nice.
just cruise down the coast.
Out in Huntington.
Yeah.
Hell
Nice
yeah,
stuff,
crazy,
man.
crazy. So you guys been doing raps, of course, but you also got the LA Lifestyle Radio Show,
Yeah,
which
and-
Andrew talked about when he was here last. Now Mecutio's doing it with you. Is that correct?
Yeah, so but the twist is here is so I have my platform, when I was on the show I was just getting things going the first time I was on.
Yeah.
And it's been about 3-4 months every Sunday night on the radio, so we've built up some consistency.
Dude, it's been sick. You've been
Yeah.
having some killer guys on that show.
Yeah, I mean that's what you gotta do, man.
Guys and girls.
Yeah, all he, she, they, them's,
Everybody.
The whole,
everybody.
everybody's represented.
But the thing is with LA Lifestyle though is like I kind of noticed like the theme of the show is drifting away from what I originally like pitched to the executives, and so it's like like this show wasn't meant to be a music show, like a little bit of music, right? Just a little
Yeah.
bit because it is radio. But then I had my other show, Hot 16s, which was kind of been on the back burner, and I haven't recorded or dropped I haven't recorded.
that was more of a podcast.
Yeah,
type
I
of-
haven't,
Yeah, it was a pod.
I haven't recorded an episode for that in 11 months,
Right.
and I haven't posted videos for it since July.
But you're doing it on the radio. You're doing
Well, I'm doing
interviews.
LA Lifestyle. And
Yeah.
so now what I decided to do was propose to the radio show to bring it onto the radio. So Hot 16s is going to be on the radio. The date is still pending, but it's officially on air now. And Mecutio is going to be the new host of that.
Oh, okay. So he's gonna do it.
He's going to take over Hot 16 show
Wow.
as the new host. And then that way I can focus on LA Lifestyle. And then everything music that we have there, I'm going to flip back over to them and a new co-host that we'll be announcing soon. That's to be announced.
Nice.
But he's pretty much going to take the realm over there, and we're going to have a consistent thing. Because the thing is what I've noticed with LA Lifestyle, having a show every week, being on the radio, and how much more serious and professional people like they'll take me.
It was tight. It's tight.
They look at me different. I have gotten a lot of opportunities, and even the analytics, I'm doing like 3 to 4 times better in 2 months on this channel than I did in 3 years with the original show.
No way.
100%.
That's sick, dude.
And so that's why I know I need to get my original platform on a bigger platform, and then I already know what.
Genius.
So,
But to hand it over to like not just put it on the air, but to hand it over to the homie.
it was his idea.
Genius. Like
It was
crazy.
his idea. He was the one that proposed it to me. He said, "How would you feel if I took over the show? Like, I wouldn't mind hosting." And I thought about it, and I was like, "Well, that's a perfect thing because it's honestly just doing LA Lifestyle." Going and doing that every Sunday night. First off, I have to go drive all the way over to get my brother Cyanide, my video guy. So that starts leaving my house at 3 o'clock, right?
Oh, because they film everything
Go
too.
to La Habra, right? Get him, and then we drive to East LA. Greet our guests. We're there an hour before to set up, and then we do the show for an hour, and then you have that hour after where you're talking to your guest, and then I got to bring him back. But then now I have a full-time job, so I have to then go home and I have to edit all the content. As soon as I get home at 8, 9 p.m., I have to be up until 12 or 1 in the morning doing the YouTube edits, uploading the videos on YouTube, and making all my reels for the week. So all the reels that you've been seeing, I make those on Sunday night, and then when I wake up before I go to work, I have them all lined up in a folder with a title like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, parts, whatever.
You just schedule it
And
out.
I schedule it, and then I just post it on Instagram, and then I cut and paste that caption, and then just copy and paste that into all the other, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, and so that's where I was like, I have way too much going on because I already have to do about 8 hours, 8 to 10
that's a
hours
lot.
of content editing, and no, I'd say about 12 hours a week just in that. But then I'm working the full-time job. I got the kid, and then if I throw Hot 16s on the radio and I'm hosting both shows, then now I got to go there. Like, I'm still gonna be there with them, but then to have to.
Dude, you're producing the thing.
Yeah, now I'm just gonna be kind of producing and guiding them, but I'm giving him more, like, I'm letting him take the realm. Like, obviously he'll run it by me, but I'm going to let them find the guest because they're doing a lot in the community. And like, I already know what they can do with the show.
And he's got a widespread communities in the IEs
and he's
different
also
area.
with a group, Green Room.
So the albums, Lethal Session and Lethal Session 2.
Yeah, those are the ones that I'm familiar with that I've been listening to.
So I dropped those with some cats from San Luis Obispo up in Central California.
Yeah.
So I drove 5 hours. Both of those albums, funnily enough, half the songs we recorded just at home, sending each other verses, and then half the tracks we recorded in person.
Dang. So San Luis Obispo, you were driving all the way out there. That's where they were cutting the album?
Yeah, that's they have a studio. It's called the Sauce Pot. It's a great studio, and yeah, so I'm a part of the Green Room. That's like my team, and it's Dopey, my boy Tommy.
All these guys coming on the show soon? Fantastic.
Hey, I'm sure they'd be down. I'm sure they'd be down.
Hey, when they come down, maybe we squeeze it in when they're before the show next week. Because you got a Lethal Session set.
Yeah, you
there.
promote the show.
I got a Lethal Session set. I'm performing in Hollywood on the 26th.
Hollywood on the
I'm hosting
26th.
that show as well. Shout out to Batch
You are?
Records.
Hell yeah.
Batch Records. My homeboy Prophecy, he's dropping his album. So this is like an album release
Ooh, for
party and
Prophecy?
showcase.
Yeah, Prophecy's sick too.
Yeah.
And so Garrick's coming down, and him and I are going to do a Lethal Session set at that show.
And I'm
Oh.
going to be hosting the event too. Prophecy
Damn,
approached
Lethal
me. He
Session.
was like, hey, I want you to host this and that, bring you back as a host. And I was like, you know what, I can totally do that.
Just shout out Batch Records real quick. Like, those guys put in a lot of work. They're very consistent.
Yeah.
Like Prophecy, Bravo, Danny Boy, all of them.
Patrick is
Daddy
sick.
Boys,
You're
I've
having
seen all
Danny
of
Boy
them.
on tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm having him on tomorrow on LA Lifestyle. And Yeah, he's and then also too. I'm gonna have Prophecy on the show.
Oh,
we're gonna be running
sick.
his album on air. So what I also am doing. So once I'm kind of I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I think the only thing I'm gonna keep music wise on LA Lifestyle is probably just the live album. Listen, that's what I think I'm probably gonna keep because that's actually fun. So what we do is we're signed to Risk Takers, so we're gonna be focusing on the artist on the label that we're signed to, but. On last Sunday of February, we're gonna have Prophecy, and he's gonna come on, and we're gonna play his whole album from start to finish.
Start to finish on the air.
And so
How many hours is your show?
It's 1 hour.
1 hour?
And I have it. So what we do is like we have a little like kind of like a 5 minute like kind of like intro, but I usually don't do the 5 minutes. I just play my intro song, which is like a minute and a half, and then I just hey, welcome to LA Lifestyle.
Yeah, you need that time. It's only an hour.
Yeah, and so I've structured it like about into 2 parts because I have to take an intermission. I have to do my radio ID. And stuff
How many
like
times you got to do that in an hour?
3.
3 times?
About
Wow.
You got to do it when you start. Like, hey, hello, welcome to LA Lifestyle.
101.5
FM,
live.
KQBH, streaming on your FM dial.
KKBH.
Yeah.
101.5.
It's surreal though when I say it, because like I'm on a radio show in LA, and I mean it's LA. There's 4 million people within that city limit that can pick up that dial. I mean, I'm not saying there's 4 million people listening, but
No, but there's a lot of people
there's a
listening
good
to
amount of people tuning in, and it's just
Yeah.
I never would ever thought 3 years ago when I started doing this, like not only would I have this show, but I'd have him take up. Like I'm now giving.
You're now a producer, dude.
Yeah, but I'm like giving,
Basically.
like handing stuff off to people like that. I thought I was always gonna like have to do all this, and now it's like we built up this brand where it's
Yeah.
like,
Well, it's the genius that you talked about in the last show. You were like, I'm going to do all this, and now it's already happening.
yeah. I mean, I've been better at manifesting stuff, and like too, like with my kid, man, like she's already taught me so much, and like I swear, man, like I'm driven for her.
Nice.
Like I care about myself, yeah, but every day I look at her.
Kids change the game,
I
right?
know. Every day I look at her, I'm like, I gotta do something for you.
Yes.
I want to do more than what I had, and I want to be more than what I already am. So that's where it's like
Nice.
she's a big inspiration for me, man. Like a really big inspiration, and I'm really thankful that I have her. Like who knows where I would have been right now.
Yeah, we talked about it in the last show. You had some early struggles.
Yeah, I
and
had a lot of struggles,
came a
man.
long way.
My wife, she's put up with a lot, and that's what I'm saying. Like who really knows what time would have done. So that's why I'm thankful. I have friends like Mecutio, I have friends like Garrick, I have friends like the Risk Takers and Classified, and all these great people that actually see something in me. Like that's also part of it. I do what I do for the community, man. Like I don't know,
Nice.
like I want to represent y'all
Shout out to the
fullest.
community. Oh, yeah.
Like, and that's the great thing is like with Mecutio is like it's fun to work with people like this, man. Like,
Oh, dude, so good. Bro, your voice is incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Well, he's
he's
got
a great...
his 10-year card, man. He's
10 years?
10
Yeah.
years.
So he's seasoned.
Yeah, like me.
That's
like,
why it's like
I
boom,
do,
boom, boom,
I do
like
the
on beat.
engineering, or not the engineering. I do like the podcasting and the producing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the music for me is
Well, because in the last show you talked about rap or rapping as if it was a secondary thing, as if it
Yeah.
was a thing to kind of get comfortable with other rappers so that
Yeah,
you can do
but-
interviews.
and-
but now you're on a freaking label, bro.
Well, it
how did that
turns-
happen?
yeah.
Like
Well,
3 months ago.
Well, the thing is like what I had mentioned, like the reason why I started rapping was because first off, like I love to freestyle, right? Okay, like
Yeah.
that's how
Oh, nice.
that's how he met me, because when I first performed, it was on an open mic over a E40 beat, and I just freestyle.
And that's what he does. It's the same kind of thing.
Well, yeah, freestyle, boom bap, like real lyricism, and so I did my thing, and like I said, it was a way to relate to people, because
Right.
when you go into like say a rap show and you look like me. I mean, I've walked into a lot of places and people are like, you don't rap. Like yesterday I had to spit bars to my floor supervisor at work because they didn't believe I rapped.
By the way, you work for a diesel company.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Let's
So
make sure you
imagine
represent
me
the diesel
spitting
company.
bars to a bunch of like middle-aged like men who are manufacturers for a diesel company, right? Like that.
But do those middle-aged men like rap at all?
Some of them liked it. I don't know how some of them felt about it, but I mean, I passed.
Some of them were like, "What the hell are you doing, son?"
I mean, but I had a lot of head turns though, So the thing is now, like you said, I'm on a label, and really what it is like I said, it was just a way to relate to people. But then like I actually saw what kind of artist I was. He brought it out of me. Like he really did. 'Cause my first written tracks I ever did were with him. So like up until I met Mecutio, everything for me was always freestyle. I tried to write rhymes on paper. Like I found some old notebooks from like 5 or 6 years ago. Fucking god awful bars.
So that's interesting because a lot of guys that come on the show, and we get both, but a lot of them are writers. Like who did I have on yesterday? I had Reginald Wavy. He's more of a writer. He's not. He's like I am. He actually put out on Instagram. I am not a freestyler. You're off the cuff freestyle.
Yeah, that was my cup of tea because when I grew up, I didn't have equipment. None of our friends had anything like what I have access to today. So we would just literally just rap. Like that was it. Just,
Well, talk about tell the story about the box that you made. So that last time.
And how I overpaid for a milk crate. Yeah. So I actually told this story last night because I was in the booth last night and I was like, all right, cool. Because Risk, he just built. Shout out Risk Takers too. He's building the studio box and he's been putting in a lot of work. And how I started once I started to take it serious after I started rapping with him. I just had this right here. I had a mic arm attached to my my desk next to my bed with the mic like this. I had no pop filter. He had like recorded with me before in this the beginning stages of PvP, and I had this basic setup, and he has a good setup where I kind of got inspiration from his setup, and so then I was like, well, how can I make a mic box? I was like, how can I make a mic box? So I thought of a milk crate. I don't know because it has the opening holes and you can run the cables through the bottom. That was my theory there. I didn't have to drill anything. And then my brother-in-law, he also streams on Twitch. Shout out Cyanide. He had like some old
Cyanide.
That foam. What that canceling?
Yeah, sound cancellation.
Yeah, sound cancellation foam. So I took some tape, some blue scotch tape, and I lined the inside of the milk crate with the sound canceling foam, cut out a hole for the foam, and put my microphone up there, and it sets perfectly. And then I run the USB through.
You were sound like Elvis immediately.
But the thing is I paid for this milk crate.
You paid for it.
Okay, and this was during the time of the milk crate challenge where just out of nowhere everybody had the plug on milk crates.
So was it hard to get milk crates at that time when it got crazy?
No, I actually just went back to my old employer. Shout out to Robert, the inventory guy at the electrical company I used to work for. They always had a bunch of milk crates that they would take plywood and they would drill take a piece of plywood and they would drill plywood into the back and make it like a stool. He would step up on it. So it was like, I traded him some stuff for it. But then everyone was like, you paid way too much for that milk crate.
You traded him a lot of stuff.
I gave him like $20 and some edibles and some other stuff. But I was just trying to make it worth his while because I was like pretty much taking a milk crate from their company, So
milk crates were very valuable to them. They were using them as stools. So
well, I mean, I guess supposedly if you get caught with a milk crate, it's like a $1,500 fine or something like that.
You just admitted to owning a milk crate, though.
It's all good,
live on air. That's gangster. You know, if you're a rapper, you got to get a little gangster, and he stole milk crate. That's gangster.
That's gangster.
He's put a little edge on it.
Yeah,
OSHA's gonna come get you.
OSHA violations.
And now the guy has nothing to stand on when he's reaching for the products anymore.
And what they were standing on though in the first place, that's not even like
that's not OSHA at all.
Yeah, that's not OSHA.
I work construction. And so we
wait a minute, you work construction. Like, how long you been doing construction for?
This is recent. This job in particular, only like 2-3 months. But I've done cell phone towers before.
What do you know about copper piping?
I know that you could turn it in to get money and buy crack.
Okay, I don't need you.
Yeah.
I have a leak. By the way, we have a major leak in the studio bathroom over there. And so I had to close the window because all you hear is bloop, bloop, bloop. It's leaking right over the toilet.
I mean, at least
you probably just got to turn off the water and then open the wall and then replace the T.
Yes, and it's those freaking shark couplers. Have you seen those before?
Okay, yeah. What I would do is because I've done a lot of irrigation and landscaping. That's what I was doing prior to this. I would just cut it like on all the points, like not even worry about trying to pop it out of the coupler, and I would just replace it and put some PVC glue
Oh, okay. Because these are like the Sharks are supposed to be like 25-year warranty, and it's beyond 25 years. So it's now hit its warranty capacity.
they always say like things are gonna last long. Like hell, like they give like car dealerships, they give you 100,000-mile warranty, right?
Well, they stopped making things to last.
No,
I know.
yeah.
They stopped that a
You throw
long
them
time
away
ago.
now.
I know. Look at I've seen people buy brand new cars. It's so disappointing. Like even my dad recently, he just had a 2007 Hyundai Accent hatchback, 114,000 miles, and the motor blew up.
Damn,
I mean, they're not great cars, but I mean,
that's a lot of miles for a little
nah,
car.
you're supposed to at least get 200
Like 200.
Yeah,
You
you're supposed
need to get at
200.
least 200,000 out of a vehicle.
That's
Roll it around
standard.
twice.
I'm,
Roll around
so- I'm
twice.
sorry. Like, if you can't manufacture a car, like I'm really curious to see like a Tesla once they hit like 100K.
Oh, dude, those things are breaking down in the snow.
No, I
'Cause the
know
battery
that,
goes
but
out.
I just want to see one of those with like 200,000 miles on it.
I
want to see.
I know.
Yeah,
It'll
dude.
explode.
It'll explode.
It'll explode.
You can't take it on an airplane because it's got lithium.
Well, there's finally see, the thing with that is though is like these electric cars, man. Like I just found this out. There's a law now in California where you can't buy gas-powered chainsaws anymore.
What?
You can't get a gas power
You can't
generator
buy
either.
gas-powered generators, weed whackers, leaf blowers.
So they took them all out of
And
Home
it's all
Depot?
electric because they're trying to do this whole green initiative thing, trying to get rid of, like, eventually you won't be able to buy a brand new gas-powered car or diesel car.
Yeah,
in
they said that,
California.
right?
All that by, like,
By
2035.
2030, yeah.
But we don't have the power grid.
No, the electricity goes out all the time just to run your air conditioner.
It browns out here in the summer before we even have all this going on. So it's like,
Right.
Yeah.
it's just crazy because, like, I don't even know.
Well,
man.
in California, you can't even breathe, so there's
that's true.
Well,
California can't do anything.
No,
I work on a government. I work on government sites sometimes, and right now they're trying to change all the government vehicles to Teslas.
Oh man!
Like they're changing all of them to electric.
Who was the company? I think there was a trucking company where it was all they changed it all to electric, and then all the freaking trucks. I'm sorry, it was Hertz.
Oh, it was
Hertz
Hertz?
turned over a bunch of their vehicles to electric, and it
they
made them
bought-
almost broke.
they bought a bunch of Teslas.
Yeah.
And they thought
Ducks in the mañana, it's I love in the house.
they thought doing that was going to be like a good thing for their company.
That was gonna
But
save them
but
money.
The premiums on it is insane. And then what they tried to do was they were working with like Uber. And I don't know if you remember when they had all these electric cars. Like if you say you go to Pep Boys or you go to the automotive shop or you say whatever, there was probably like 50 or 60 Teslas always parked outside the Pep Boys.
What?
Well, because they were doing this thing with Uber, and you can be an Uber driver and you can rent a car, but they had this thing where the only cars you could rent were Teslas from Hertz.
Oh, smart. So they were trying to do a little underground thing.
It's a Tesla. So first off, when you do that, you have to like you have to have a certain insurance already, and you have to have like full coverage, and you have to have this crazy premium. Like to cover, like because it's a Tesla, it's like a
They have a-
80,000, 70,000, right? How much? That's how much.
Oh
those
yeah,
are?
those cars are freaking
And-
like a
but
house.
that's what kind of screwed that over because no one did it. It wasn't worth it, and then you'd have to pay.
Oh, so
you
they're
had to
sitting-
pay on top of your insurance. You had to pay $600 a week to like rent the car or something like that.
What the heck? And then those
That's
things
where it
freaking
hurts.
broke down.
Well, that's where Hertz went wrong with it. And so then what did they do? All right, we got to sell off our fleet of Teslas that we just bought.
Yeah, they just recently
But
sold
they
them
had
up.
already like gotten rid of a bunch of their rental cars and stuff like that.
Dang,
So,
it's crazy.
like
dude.
I'm just glad that like I got the radio show, and I ain't got to worry about stuff like that. Like,
Yeah. Well, you still got to drive over there though.
yeah, but at least I don't got to worry about like, oh, I need to get to a charging station.
Oh my
Battery
God,
powered
dude.
cars don't make any sense. And when Teslas, when they get lit on fire, they burn so hot that they'll burn for 24 hours, even if they're
What?
submerged in water. So firefighters hate Teslas.
You can't even put them out for 24 hours. They just have to let them burn.
They burn at like 4,000 degrees because the
of the
batteries are so
batteries.
big.
Oh my
It's just like
God.
I feel like the future actually is biodiesel. because you can make biodiesel out of cooking oil if we can figure out
Like
how
corn,
to take
isn't
these.
it?
I've done it, but no, you can take
You literally take your grease.
from a
Oh,
Chinese
grease.
restaurant.
Oh,
Yeah, and you
what?
could turn it into
We
diesel.
need that because every restaurant in the world.
Everybody
You have any
has that.
restaurants?
You have
You
that?
just need to have the right type of stuff in the car that doesn't gunk up and get dirty because it's really
Well,
dirty.
you
That's
probably have to have the filter just like a
use
gas
lye.
station.
One of
you
the-
use lye.
You use lye.
Okay, I've
wow.
never made
I made
biodiesel.
it
I've just heard about it and I was
The
researching.
only reason I made it is because the only time I went to college was at San Jose JC when I was 18. I took a semester of hybrid and alternative fuel. And I actually learned how to work on Teslas and Priuses, like, service and stuff like that. But our professor, he knew the Chinese restaurant down the street from the JC. So he went down and brought back like a truck full of grease buckets. And we all got put into groups of 5. There was like 25 of us. There was 5 groups. And we all made, like, he taught us how to do it in class. And then we went in the shop and
Made some diesel fuel.
made some biodiesel. And we
Biodiesel.
threw it in a diesel pickup and that shit ran.
Wow, dude! There's at 76 down the street. There's everything's regular gas, but then there's 2 little pumps that are biodiesel.
Yeah.
So there's cars out there.
E85 ethanol.
Oh
Is
yeah.
also pretty efficient. The most efficient car, but they're super dangerous, is hydrogen fuel cell.
Oh, the water.
Yeah, because the byproduct, meaning the exhaust, is water.
Oh, crazy.
Literally, that's what it is.
Why is it so dangerous?
Because it's one of the most. It's number 1 or 2.
Water explodes.
Here, no, it's number 1 or number 2 on the periodic table.
Yeah.
Because I know with those metals up there, they're super gnarly. Like, and there's something about it that makes it like super combustible.
Well, it's
Are
like
you like a nuke?
yeah, like the hydrogen bomb, right?
Yeah.
That was based off of
'Cause there's
water.
there's hydrogen.
We need nuclear power.
Well, nuclear power, but we got to do that shit smart.
They got to put it out in the middle of the desert where nobody lives, and just you could produce enough power to power the whole state in the middle of nowhere. It's better than solar panels because solar panels heat up the Earth's temperature. When you cover the whole
what?
Earth, if you cover miles of the Earth in a black
Those things are
dark
like-
thing, it's gonna attract more heat to the Earth.
And Bill
Wow.
Gates, he just created
Jesus.
a solar panel that can maintain 1,000 degrees Celsius, that's the temperature needed to make concrete.
What the heck?
Bill
Oh,
Gates is
yeah.
scary, man.
Bill Gates is
He's putting bugs in food.
and he's buying the
Have you
he's buying
seen
the
the
land.
mosquitoes with the serial numbers?
Yeah,
Bugs in food for what?
he's got.
I'm not eating any bugs. I feel like they can't make a bug food that tastes like it's not made out of bugs.
Well, the Oaxacans have perfected with the crickets though. If you go to Oaxaca, they have amazing
they got
amazing
crickets?
crickets, chocolate crickets, every kind of cricket.
I remember the girls that would bring the crickets to school in the little box.
Yeah.
I remember I would eat the barbecue.
Little snacks.
Barbecue crickets. were
Barbecue
my-
crickets, yeah,
Those were.
those are good. You know-
God damn, man. I always remember in school, there'd always be someone bringing some weird, just out of pocket snack. Like, what? Because you went to school down here. Like, what were people snacking on, like, when you were in school?
Takis.
Takis, yeah.
Takis, but I can't do hot chips. My sister loves them, but I tried to eat a Taki once. I had to wash my mouth out, bro. It's just not for me.
Can't do the hot stuff.
I could do I'll do spicy food, like a dish,
Yeah.
but
But,
a
like,
hot chip.
Straight chip right on your tongue, just
No,
like burning
it
with
just makes
lemon.
you-
Like, that first Taki hit is like,
Yeah. I was not.
then you
You
gotta
gotta,
get
be
used to it.
raised on it.
yeah. It takes me a while. It took me a while to get used to it. It was crazy.
Yeah, no, it's I always remember too. We'd have the people bringing like the Mexican candies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because we lived out in the country, so like you'd always have one kid that would like go to the city on the weekend with their parents and like go to like Target or like one of the big stores
And load up.
and load up, and then they'd come back and be selling that stuff at school.
Oh,
on
yeah,
Monday,
slang it for $1.
Trapping Mexican candy.
Trapping Mexican.
Yeah, yeah.
We
well,
won't do hot. Oh my goodness, yes, there is a hot redeem on the show. So if you, I don't know what I have in that refrigerator. So if you hit the hot redeem, I don't know what I'll be eating. There's a 5,000 point hot redeem. So if they put 5,000 points, I have to go eat something hot. So hopefully, I don't know what I have in that refrigerator. So please be careful. Yeah, I forgot about the redeems. There's a lot of redeems. There's actually a push-up redeem too. So be careful.
Wait, so they give you points and then you go do something for them?
You get points for watching the show.
Okay.
As you're watching the show, the more hours you watch it, you get points. And
Yeah.
they take those points and they make me do stuff. So they can make me do
wow.
push-ups. They can make me eat hot stuff. It's called hot stuff. There's a redeem called Juice Gang Gang. And I have to actually actually get the dog. Have you met Juice?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The first time I was here, yeah.
I have to hold Juice in the show if they do the Juice redeem. I have to hold her for the whole show, and it's crazy. She's and the reason why, and it's probably not a good time to hit the Juice redeem today because Juice actually went to the salon yesterday. The reason why Juice is why it's such a good redeem is most of the time Juice smells like rotten juice. It's like when you put Juice on the counter for like 3 weeks, she smells like that because she rolls around in the dirt out there.
This dirty dog?
She's a dirty dog.
Just dirty dog.
She smells so bad. So today she's fine. She smells like perfume. They put perfume on her. My mom took her to the salon.
So you're saying you don't want to hold that? Would you rather hold dirty dog?
I know for them, like they'd be wasting their points because she smells really good right now. Usually she smells horrible, dude. If I brought her in here on a normal day, on a regular day, she'd smell the whole room up like dirty juice. They just redeemed Chapa Chewy. Have you guys seen Chapa Chewy? You guys ever seen Chapa Chewy?
No.
It's almost like it's like a little animal, but it's a very small animal with a fuzzy tail.
Yeah.
It's got a nose like a mule almost with like fangs, and it's got these long ears, and it's a very rare animal. It's almost like my friend here. Where's my friend at? He's right here.
It's got like a long snout and some teeth.
It's kind of like Sasquatch or like Chupacabra.
Talking about Sasquatch?
It's like Chupacabra.
Is it Sasquatch? You Chupacabra?
It's not Chupacabra. People get it confused. It's actually Chapa Chewy. So it's a mysterious animal. Yeah.
Is it a cryptid or is it real? It's something you've seen.
It's something that I've seen. It's a rare animal out there, and if you see it,
Bigfoot.
please call. If you see it, please hit me in the DMs. Chapa Chewy's out there. Chapa Chewy's out there. Be careful.
Chapa
Be careful.
Chewy.
Be careful. Yes, Chapa Chewy's out there. That's the redeem.
We did my girlfriend and I, we did all the research on Bigfoot, and we just came to the conclusion like that dude is real, man, and he's out there. Yeah, because so I was watching this TED talk, and this is something that I learned. The Aboriginals in Australia, they never had a writing system or a counting system, so to them their most important thing is oral history. And what that means is that they will tell the story in the exact wording. They will memorize the exact wording of the person who told it to them.
Whoa.
So they're able to recall, 30,000 years ago, there was an island over there. Scientists said, no, there wasn't. Then they get the radar or whatever, and they see that there was an island that used to be there.
Yeah.
And so they have an accurate knowledge or accurate oral history. And some of the creatures that they talk about that are like cryptids, I forgot what it was called, but there was one of them, maybe the bunyip, and they would always say, oh, climb up in a tree because it doesn't have a neck, so it can't look up. Well, they found a fossil in Australia that it's this big thing. It looks like a giant gerbil, and it has no neck. It can't look up.
What?
So it's like those stories that they're telling, they're probably accurate history of when there was megafauna in Australia. And they also speak about giant
Megafauna, by the way, it's plants, right?
Yeah, megafauna and megafauna is big animals, and megaflora is big plants.
Megafauna is big animals, right? Because you're right, because there's animals that existed in ancient times that don't exist now.
Yeah,
And
that we interacted with.
Yeah, how would you know? Like, how could you go that doesn't exist? Because it could have. We just weren't there.
Well, people didn't know, like a giraffe. If you had never heard of a giraffe or a zebra, a horse with stripes, stop playing. You know what I mean? Like that's
Horse with stripes.
You know what I'm saying? Or like gorillas, when they found gorillas in the late 1800s, people were like, hey, like there's a bunch of hairy dudes who live in the forest and speak gibberish. And then everyone was like, nah, that's fake. And it wasn't until someone like brought a gorilla.
Yeah, because they were. I mean, you'd only find them if you went to Africa and
you have to go deep in the jungle because they like to be out of the way.
And if you in those days, if you like, have you seen what's it called Z? That movie Z? I forgot what that movie. If you know what that movie is in the chat.
The Lost City of Z.
The Lost City of Z. Yeah, dude. So that dude in those days, to travel, you're talking about a ship. It would take him 3 years just to get to a place, travel down the river, and then come back and tell people I didn't find nothing, and then go back again. It was in those times it took forever to travel.
Yeah, it did.
It was crazy. So yeah, there's a lot of animals out there like that.
Yeah, now we can just fly.
What is it?
I said now we can just fly everywhere, like be in Vegas in an hour from LA.
Oh yeah, and we complained. We're like, oh no, dude, this layover. Oh, I gotta. Yeah, they won't let me take anything on the plane. And freaking, oh man, there's a layover in Texas. Oh god,
They
it's
won't
horrible.
let me take my gun on the plane.
Yeah, exactly. People want to take all kinds of crazy stuff.
I mean, it's only been like that since 9/11. I'm sure my dad used to tell me, you can make anything you want on a plane pre 9/11.
Yeah, 100%.
You walk on anything you wanted.
Yeah,
And
I went through. I did a show here a couple weeks ago, a Saturday morning show just like this, and we went through 17 things you could do in the 80s that you can't do now. And one of the things was you could smoke on a freaking airplane, dude.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because in the 50s and 60s and 70s, even up to the 80s,
smoking buildings.
you could smoke everywhere on a plane, dude. And that until that guy had the match in the shoe, you know, before that you could smoke. You could smoke on a plane. It's crazy.
What were some other things?
Oh, there was a ton of things. It was okay. So, you guys may be too young to remember this, but when you would go to a restaurant, it was you can ask for either the smoking section or non-smoking. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
Remember that?
When I was younger, I remember there was a restaurant like that up where I was from.
Yeah. So that when I was young, that was all restaurants. So
wow.
yeah. So at first you'd be like, oh, you know, nobody wants to go to the smoking. So I don't want to be. But I got smart. I was like, hell no, because the smoking section was always empty and the non-smoking section was always full on a Sunday after church. You don't want to wait for your eggs. You're like, dude, I'll just go with the smoking people. And it was awesome because you finally got a seat. If you went with the non-smoking people, you'd be waiting for 2 hours for a seat.
I remember too, even hotels. I don't know if they do this anymore, but you had non-smoking and smoking rooms.
Yeah.
And if you
can't smoke anymore.
Yeah, and so I remember when I was younger, we would do basketball tournaments, and you know we'd be going up to like Eureka, top of Humboldt County, Crescent City, and it was called the Penny Saver Inn. It was the
Penny Saver Inn?
Yeah, it was in Crescent City. It was actually that's Del Norte County. It's above Humboldt, but
all the hotels in Humboldt are small.
It was called the Penny Saver Inn. And I remember you had the smoking and the non-smoking rooms. And of course, our coach was so cheap, he'd always get the smoking rooms because they were cheaper.
Got a deal.
So, I mean, you go in those things and it literally just smells like Grandpa's trailer.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know the old cats that just sit in their trailer and just like drink Crown Royal and smoke like Marlboro 100s.
Yeah,
yeah,
100%, dude.
Layered. Oh yeah. So I remember when we were younger doing sports, our coaches would always, because we didn't have a lot of money to begin with, they would always get the cheap, nasty hotels.
Of course, you're on a budget.
Probably bed bugs. And that motherfucker.
Oh, dude, 100%.
I don't know.
And that stuff just saturates the curtains, the carpet, the bedspread, everything.
There's a thing at our Grand Central Station. This is actually really interesting. When I was watching a documentary on it. If you look up on the ceiling of Grand Central Station, there's a square patch, a dark black square patch.
What is that, a portal?
No, of tar. So when they stopped allowing you to smoke at Grand Central Station, they went and cleaned the ceiling. It was probably like 50, 60, 70 years worth of cigarette smoke.
Oh, yeah.
And they left, when you look up, it's a distinct black tar patch.
They just didn't clean that spot?
They didn't clean that, but they cleaned everything around it to remind people, like, this is what the walls looked like before we cleaned it.
Oh, they did it on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a trip.
And it was also a thing too, like where they're it's like a campaign to like get people to stop smoking. Like,
Sure.
oh, look at
like that orange commercial that comes on all the time, like when you're watching a TV show, all of a sudden it's like, smoking, the guy's dying and stuff like that. And it's like really brutal, like hardcore, like whoa.
You remember
definitely not gonna
in like the 2000s those pop commercials like Above the Influence.
Oh yeah, smoking weed makes you gay. I've seen that.
You
haven't seen that one? Bro, it's a high school. It's in a high school, and like one kid goes up and he like taps on the other kid, and then they look at each other, and then he's like, "Come on," and they go into the bathroom, and then it's like, are they smoking weed or are they gay?
That's horrible. Jesus.
The one I remember too,
the homophobia to keep people sober.
Man.
The one that got me was the girl. She'd like be sitting on the couch, and
The one where she's flat?
yeah, and like it turns away, and then the dog goes and gets a toy and drops the toy, and then she's just deflated on the couch.
She's like Flat
Wait, what?
Stanley.
Like, if you've never seen Above the Influence commercials, like,
No.
there were these campaigns
Bro.
in, like, the 2000s that they tried to put, like, they had them on Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, like,
All the kid networks?
All the kid
Yeah.
networks to try to get you to not smoke pot.
Damn. Well, it
You
didn't
have
work.
Dare?
Yeah.
Dare was
You
not
had Dare?
Nancy Reagan years. Yeah. That was
Okay,
80s,
I had
80s.
Dare, and
Yeah.
the cop told me, he said, if you smoke weed one time, you could die.
What?
I thought a cop couldn't lie to me. I thought it was
Oh.
illegal for him to lie, right? So I
Yeah,
was like, he
no.
wouldn't come in here and lie, but he was just lying.
Dude, they just go straight to the fear, right? Like, they just like,
No,
if you
they
smoke
do.
pot, you're going to die. So you're, as a kid, you're like, well, shoot, I ain't going to smoke. So did it work?
It not for me, but
I don't
he
think it worked for
passed
Mecutio.
around the joint. Like he passed around like multiple joints to everyone to show us what a joint looks like, and one
Did it-
went
did he-
missing.
One went missing.
We were in 5th grade, bro.
5th grade. Somebody's like,
I'm not-
dude, what
I didn't
stoner
take it.
kid is that? I want to know what kid is that. If you're
would've
listening right now, I want you in my
that
show.
definitely would have been me because I was starting.
That was
He was like,
Andrew's
That would have been me. Not like, bro, like, I mean, my dad had so much weed. We just throw it in the garage. You just open an action packer and just get a handful. And like to me at that time, I didn't know what weed was worth. Like back in the mid 2000s, like
That was like classified. He told the same story. His dad had a bunch of it in the
so
closet.
like,
and he
my
was
dad,
talking
my
about it.
pop's been growing for years, and like so I just like knew what it was, but I didn't understand like this
Yeah.
is money. This puts food on the table. I didn't understand the value of it, so I would just
Yeah.
be taking handfuls, like 5th, 6th grade, like giving it to my friends.
Dang.
Like here you go, like
That's wild.
yeah.
By the way, Andrew's dad, Mr. Tainer,
Mr. Croft. Actually.
Mr. Croft, actually.
Yeah, I took my mom's last name. I'm actually going to be changing my name legally to Croft.
Nice.
I don't know why they didn't. I just named my daughter that because me and my wife, because we're married, we're going through the whole name change. I don't blame her. She didn't want to take my last name, and then my last name too. It's not even my family name.
The Tainer's not your family name.
So I'll make it short and sweet.
No,
so
make it long.
My well, my mother, her father died when she was like really young. So her dad died when she was a little girl, and then my grandma Juju, she remarried a man named Bob Tainer. And when my mom and all my aunt Karen, Debbie, Caroline, they all got their name changed from Oldham, which isn't even that,
Oldham.
Oldham.
That's a
literally.
dope name. Like
It is a cool name. Don't get me wrong. but
Oldham.
They changed all their names from Oldham to Tainer, and that's what they did. So when they were younger, and my grandma remarried. So whatever goes on, Tainer. My aunt Debbie, she remarried, and her last name became Mudrick. My aunt Karen, she gay, so she's she happy as me, and I love my aunt
Yeah,
Karen.
right, Karen.
Yeah, she's out in the Bay Area doing her thing. Well, she lives up in she lives near in the Sierra foothills now because she got my grandpa's stuff. But anyhow, my aunt Caroline, she's just wilding off on whatever. Her last name's Tainer, and then my mom's last name is Tainer too. So my
Right.
aunt Debbie was really the only one that had changed her name for my uncle, my cousins, whatever. So I found out because I looked at my mom's yearbook, and she had a different last name. It's like,
What the?
what is this? Like I straight up was like, why is your last name Oldham in the yearbook, but legally it's Tainer on paper? And she's like, oh, well, when we got registered in the school when we were younger, that's my original last name. And she told me the whole story. But then the thing is I'm the only one, aside from my mom, that has the name Tainer that can actually like push it and like hand it down.
Yeah.
And so,
Because you have brothers.
I have a half sister.
Half-sister?
My sister Megan, whose last name is Croft, but she's now married, so her last name is now Kukulka from my brother. But to keep on track with this, my dad, I'm his only son, and
Right.
my dad was an only son too. He had 4 sisters.
Why didn't you take your dad's name?
That's what I'm getting to. So my mom and dad, when I was born, they weren't married. And it was just kind of a weird situation
Sure.
when I was born. And anyhow, they just gave me my mom's last name, which wasn't even my mom's last name. So this last name I do have, it literally has no resemblance to
Right.
anyone in my family. It's just from my step grandfather.
That's interesting. She was probably at that time, she's probably just being saved, back and forth, probably young, very young. So,
And so when,
yeah.
me and my wife Leah, when we talked about it, I was like, I don't blame her. She's like, I don't really, I know you don't like that name, and so yeah, I'm gonna change my last name to Croft. And we just gave my daughter
Croft, Croft.
Yeah, like Laura, or what's the one?
Laura Croft. Yeah,
Laura
from
Croft,
the
yeah, it's
from
the same. I was thinking about. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna name my daughter that.
dude, it should be dope, dude. Should be
Yeah,
shooting her.
her name's Lillian. So
Nice, Lillian Croft. That sounds good, actually.
Well, yeah, her first name is inspired from my wife, but then also to her mom. Her mom calls her Lily, like this is a nickname. And so when I heard it one day, I said it. I was like Lillian. It just kind of.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when you have a kid or you're trying to name a kid, like you'll know. And my buddy told me that he's like, you're just gonna know.
Yeah, I believe that 100%. You just
yeah.
come
But
see
anyhow,
it.
moral of it is, yeah, my dad's last name is Croft, and I'm changing my name in the court system, so it'll be Croft, Andrew Croft.
That's cool, bro.
The second.
That sounds good when you say it like that. It'll be Andrew Croft.
Andrew Frederick Croft.
Andrew Frederick Croft.
But it's also funny too. Check this, my dad, right? Mm-hmm. So my middle name is Frederick. Okay. My dad's middle name is Frederick. There's an E in between the Fred and the Rick.
What?
Straight up. So anyone like Roderick, Frederick, there's an E. Like
Is it German or what is that?
I don't really know what it is, honestly.
Yeah, I've never heard.
I couldn't.
I never heard like separating.
So my dad grew up his whole life, grade school, Frederick. Fredrick. He never added the E. So when he was filling out my paperwork when I was born, he gave me his middle name, but he spelt it Frederick. So then my mom, who keeps all the paperwork for my dad, he was like, yeah, my middle name, and he wrote it down. And my mom was like, you know that you have an E in your middle name?
Oh, dang.
And my dad's like, nah. No, I know. My mom pulled out his birth certificate, and there's an E right there. Then I get my birth certificate, and there's no E.
Dang, crazy.
So my name's all funky. Like my middle name's missing a letter, and like, yeah, man, I don't know, but I didn't really embrace my name until like I was 18, because my nickname is AJ, Andrew Jr. I grew up being called AJ all the way until
crazy.
Until I literally moved to Santa Cruz. I met my wife, and then it was funny because I introduced myself as AJ to her, and then she, my wallet fell, and she picked it up and she opened it, and then she saw Andrew on.
Oh, you know she's gonna call you Andrew.
No, but she thought I was lying to her.
Oh.
And he was like, "Oh, what? You lying to me? You lying to me?
Who are you really?
Yeah, who are exactly?
CIA?
Who are you
CIA.
really? Right?" And I was like, "Oh no, well I'm Andrew Jr." And then I explained it, but it was almost like a deal breaker right there. We had just started talking and shit. I was like, "I really like this girl," like, So I just like had to keep it, I had to keep it cordial,
And the rest is history. By the way, Valentine's Day coming up, it's February 14th. Don't forget the roses and the chocolate for your ladies. And it's crazy. That's crazy.
I feel like every time after, like, we just had Christmas, and it's like, oh yeah, now I got this one to do.
Dude, it's every month, dude. And now that you have a kid, you're going to realize every month is something. Let me break down my year for you. So January, let's start off with just right January. January 7th, my wife's birthday. Boom, there goes the money. March is, or no, let's go to February. I'm skipping. February, my mom's birthday.
Okay.
February 8th, my mom's birthday. February 14th, Valentine's Day. March, let's go to March. March, my anniversary. Mm-hmm. April, my son's birthday. May, Mother's Day. Thank God for the mothers. June, my daughter's birthday. July, my son's birthday. August, my brother's birthday. September, freaking Labor Day. We'll probably go on some crazy vacation. September, October, freaking Halloween. Buy some costumes, freaking laser. Who knows what the costume would be. And then Thanksgiving,
and then Christmas.
Food, and then Christmas. Oh, there goes bankruptcy. Okay, that's so every month you're gonna learn is every month is something. It's crazy, but gives you an opportunity to appreciate each other. And it's an awesome thing that America has created commerce in this country. Busy every month. Yes, J Rob. Thank God for the therapy of twitching and streaming and hanging out with friends in the studio.
That's what I'm saying too. So cross reference back on like what we do, bro. Like, I mean, like, what do you like? How do you feel once you like start doing your music with everything and you ain't got to worry about anything like that?
Good question, dude.
Yeah.
I would do music whether or not I was successful because I just enjoy making music.
Yeah.
Like that's just something that I'll always do. It's not really an option. Yeah, it just gives me a peace of mind. I mean, if I don't make a song for too long of a period, I start to feel sick. Yeah, it just
John
gives me a
Mellencamp
sense
did
of
something like
peace.
that recently. That's interesting that you said that. John Mellencamp was on an interview and he said like he's like if I'm not creating I'm like in myself and I go down to a dark place. I can't get out of myself. I need to constantly create.
It's like you gotta get the evil out. You feel me? Like there's a lot of complex emotions, and I know that when I rap in particular, like I'm talking about real topics, and yeah, it's just like everybody deals with these things, and one of the only safe places to let all of your emotions out is a track, because you're not hurting anyone with the track.
Sure.
You know, you just put it on. If they don't like it, they could turn it off.
Yes.
It's like talking about robbing and stealing and pimping, all these things. Like these are negative to the community. So if you're actually doing those things, like you're not contributing to your community in a healthy way. But the reason that people, especially black people, are drawn to that is it's a way to make money outside of like the white man system, quote unquote. So it's like, if I can talk about these things on a track and try and embody that masculine energy or that hustler energy, but I'm not doing anything detrimental to anyone in real life, that's a win-win, because you get some dope tracks.
Yeah.
I get my therapy. I'm not out here trapping, and it's an opportunity for me to get paid off of talking about something instead of doing something negative that's stupid for everybody.
Dude, didn't even think of it like that. That is a good point. A lot of these rappers talking about from the late 90s going into 2000s. I mean, especially in the 90s, thugs, gangster rappers, it was all gangster rap. And so can you imagine if there was no outlet? If hip hop never existed, there was no outlet, and
Be so much more violence.
Right? They would do the things that they were talking about. God, thank God
like,
you're in the
I
studio.
feel like even too, like probably like we'd have more occurrences like the Watts riots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like I already know like they protest like in a different way now for like rights and stuff like that. Like they're still fighting. They fight every day, but like I feel like for instance, what was it, George Floyd, right? I mean, they pretty much destroyed the city of Minneapolis.
Right, and
like,
even here in LA, they protested.
and I remember I was working during that time over in Vernon, and there was like a curfew, and I remember we ended up firing people for this, but there are people that didn't show up to work and had the audacity to come in the next day and be like, "Yeah, man, I went and looted a bunch of stuff," and I'm sitting here like, "Get out of here! Go to the office right now! Like, you don't come in here and say this is why you missed work because you just went like vandalized and went to a pawn shop and you got a bunch of tools."
Yeah.
I was living in Oklahoma during the riots, and in Oklahoma City, I was an hour south. I was watching the news live, and it was the craziest thing I ever seen, because people were just out there. They weren't being violent. They were just walking around, and then the cops started herding them into the freeway, where the only option was you're gonna either run into the overpass and get hit by a truck, or you're getting arrested. And then they shut down the news because a cop shot a news reporter with a tear gas canister.
Oh, jeez.
So they shot the cameraman. So you see he's holding the camera and the chick's just standing there, and then all of a sudden, like, tear gas canister comes, and then the camera kind of fumbles, and the news reporter's like, "He just got hit with tear gas. We're leaving." And then there was no more coverage that whole night.
What?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that reminds me of like it reminds me of like the protests in the 60s. Like I think it was Pennsylvania State when they shot the students, when National Guard shot the students, and you see you have that image. I don't know if you've seen it, where the girls like crying on this person that just had gotten shot by the National Guard. So it reminds me of that.
Yeah, that was like a more different. There's a lot of like actual like hardcore race there. I mean, obviously the riots and protests are race motivated today, but it's just unfortunate because like, what is that gonna accomplish at the end? That's what I don't understand too, because like it's out of a lot of people's control. Like yeah, you go and protest, but why do you got to destroy the city you live
That's a good
in?
point.
Well, a lot of it is people who don't live in those communities who are coming from somewhere else.
Come in, yes.
It's like it's not people destroying their own community. It's people
Yeah.
from online, whether they're Antifa or they're on the other side trying to make it seem a certain way. Like they'll come out. They'll literally fly out.
got
They
their-
get
do you
they
think
get
they've got-
tickets bought for them to come out.
Yeah. Do you think
that's-
they kind of got like their own agenda?
They
going on?
absolutely have their own agenda because the reality is it's like when black people were going out and protesting, they were grieving. I don't think that anyone
Sure.
thought this is going to accomplish anything. I thought it was more just like, we're sad that this is happening. But when you come to a black community and you destroy all their small businesses, that's not,
And
that
most
has
of the,
nothing
most
to
of the
do.
owners are black owned businesses,
Yeah,
right?
So I just think that it's different people who are coming from outside of the communities and they're just messing it up for the people who live
Sure.
there, making it worse.
Yeah, I think I wonder if it's like obviously something goes wrong, you want to protest. I mean, let's think about last Monday was Martin Luther King Day, right?
Yeah.
Let's think about the way that Martin Luther King protested and his civil disobedience compared to this looting that we're talking about now. It would never happen. It was civil disobedience. There was no violence. It was arm in arm walking down the street for a good cause. And now you have people making a big deal. It's already a big deal, but trying to use the media to make it something different than it is. It feels like that to me. What do you guys think?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like the social media too is like a big driving force. Obviously,
100%, yeah.
Like that thing.
Hold on one second. That's Juice's dad trying to get in the door. Hold on a second.
No,
That's the police.
the police come for you now. Oh, look at those little. Oh, they do look clean.
They're clean.
As you can tell.
Super clean. Put perfume on them. They're all fluffy and clean.
Yeah.
I don't know. Be a good redeem today.
Right.
They smell too good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like I was saying though, the whole thing with social media too, it's just like it's crazy too because a lot of it, not all of it, but damn near all of it's propaganda. Like a lot of it,
Sure.
especially Facebook. Facebook's gotten really bad. Like I only use Facebook nowadays to stay in touch with my local community, but man, I see so much just like it's like where do people get this?
I
Like,
think the best way to protest now is boycotts.
Sure.
Money is the only thing that affects people. Like,
Yeah.
That's the real, it's like
Yeah.
money is what drives people to be corrupt. So if we're taking money out of their pockets, then we can actually make a change.
100%.
And that doesn't like when people are stopping the freeway to try and protest for Palestine, it's like, one, if you're 10 cars back, you don't know what they're even talking about. And it's just like trying to stop someone from feeding their family and going to work. Like that doesn't help them. That's not okay, because if I can't feed my kids, or I lose my job because you stop me from going to work. How can I even help this community?
Right. What there was a shot that I saw on television or where the father got out of his car and started fighting the people because
Yeah, I would
he
too.
wanted to pick
Hey,
his daughter up.
I would too.
Yeah.
I would too, because see, I'm a working man. I love to work, and like the first time I ever saw anything like that was in Santa Cruz, man. This was like 2015, and I actually ended up meeting this guy later on after it happened. But these protesters in Santa Cruz, they ended up they got these trucks, they blocked the 17 coming into Santa Cruz, where the 1 and the 17 meet, and they ended up putting these barrels across the freeway and then like bolting, like putting these anchors down on the ground and then like chaining themselves to the freaking road and blocked all the main freeway entrance into Santa Cruz.
Barrels, the chains.
Yeah, they just blocked the road. They had these concrete barrels and they literally like chained themselves to the ground. They all
Oh my
went to jail.
god.
They ended up doing like time in Santa Cruz County Jail. But that one was like,
Anchor.
there's a lot of people though that like their days were disrupted. Like I remember I was one of them because I was living in Capitola, and I
Sure.
could not get into Santa Cruz to like go about my life.
Yeah, I think I wonder if like sometimes the obviously there's a good reason for whatever it, whether it's Palestine, freeing Palestine, or racism. There's all these great movements out there, or there obviously there's importance to protest on these things, but when the protest becomes more important than the actual thing you're protesting against, it feels kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, protests speak your mind, but then sometimes there's a time and place for everything.
Sure.
Really, like like protest. But my whole thing on it with everything is like, I'm kind of like, I'm not. This is my opinion. I just feel like a lot of these people's efforts, like they're really not going to do anything. That's what the sad part is. Like you're saying, like better to boycott or something, right?
Yeah.
Like hit them where it hurts.
Yeah.
Like you can go and advocate on your phone. You can go charge and run the streets. Yeah, you can be an advocate, but what is that going to do? And what is, like, Israel's not just going to be like, oh, bro, you're out in L.A. with a pick. I'm going to stop dropping some bombs.
Exactly.
We saw Marissa 215's post, so we had to stop the genocide. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's certainly. I mean, obviously, you stand up for wrong or whatnot.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, it's never right to do anything like that, but I just, like I said, we all have to think of a way where it's just it works for everyone.
Yes.
But regardless though, everyone's gonna have their damn opinion.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Like everyone's gonna try and dissect something.
But it would be nice to sit down and talk about it instead of the fighting.
But trying
the fire.
to have a normal conversation with people these days.
Oh, it's possible.
Like I had a certain family member. We're not gonna say which one, but they were in a conversation with someone and they got offended and they were like, oh, I don't like it when you ask why questions. And I kind of turned around and I was like, how the hell are you supposed to have a conversation then with this person?
Of course they don't like the why, because then they'd have to explain their situation.
And
They'd have to
that's
explain.
where I'm like, when I heard that, I'm like, even people will get mad for the way you
Of course.
use some grammar.
Oh yeah, that's where it starts. The language is where it starts, and once they control the language, then it's over.
I don't know. That's part of like hip hop, man. That's why hip hop's fun, because you can have so much fun with words. Like this guy's like a menace. Like last night we were in the studio. We just wrote the first track for the Pure Dope album, and this guy just like I went third, right? I had him go first. I had Classified go second, and then I had to go third. Like
after Classified,
I'm going like, I don't even want to rap no more, man.
You got this guy Classified.
Yeah, but those, like, if I'm gonna let anyone really just out rap me, and I don't even care, it's gonna be both of them, because I wanted to work with them first on the project.
Hell yeah! Shout out to Classified, by the way.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Classified's a cool cat.
Hell yeah.
And he's humble. He's out there. He's hustling hard. He's got his
Big
story.
Tex.
He's got his story. He came all the way from Dallas, bro. He's honestly one of my favorite Texas rappers. I don't even care what anybody says. I listen to his music every day now.
His music's awesome. His content is great.
Yeah, he's making it at his house too. He's funny.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
That one I told him last night. That bathtub skit he got. That was funny, bro.
We had crazy stuff
going and like, oh man,
oh, he's tight, and he's working with he's working with somebody who's coming on at 10 o'clock at the 10 o'clock hour. TBliss 645 will be with us and talking about that kind of content and what we need to do for 2024. So it's gonna be awesome.
So, we got a lot of fun stuff. My content is definitely like, I don't know, I've upped my content game a little bit, because I just noticed, like, I do post some reels, but, like, if you're not posting a reel every day, especially, like, on a platform like mine, like, I don't know, it's not going to work out. So we're going to make some great content. That's why I'm looking forward, to him and, the other host will announce soon. I can't wait to edit that.
Well, you've got three accounts to do. Painting better pictures.
I got PvP, and then I got that across everything. So not only do I have 3 accounts, I got the 3 Instagrams, the 3 TikToks, the 3 Twitters, the 3 Facebooks.
I can't even handle one.
The 3 YouTubes. So in essence, I'm operating like almost 20 channels.
Jesus, and you have to have content for all of them constantly.
Yeah. And I'm the only one doing it. My brother records it, but I edit it all. I do everything. That's all me. I post it all. I manage it all. I do all the analytics. And that's why I'm telling you, it's really good that he was the first person that even proposed anything like that to me. So now it's like, I still have to edit all this content that we're going to make with them, but like, it's one less thing I have to worry about.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Too, like, we got some new equipment, me and my brother. My brother has gotten a better laptop. So like, I'm gonna be sitting behind them, and everything will be like pretty much linked in to like all our cameras and everything will be directly linked into this laptop we have that we'll have like on set.
Oh,
so
nice.
we'll be editing and chopping like as we're doing the show to like save time. So
Like in real time almost.
yeah, because it takes like, bro, it takes to do what I do for one part. So my parts are 20 to 25 minutes. First off, I gotta sit there and watch it. So boom, you watch it through.
Dude.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, all right, I need to place like about 3 or 4 like Instagram handles, so then you gotta add all of those. If you got a double guest, that's 2 Instagram things, that's 2 word titles for their name, 2 word titles. So then you have all these different things you have to input. You got to do all your
And not
editing,
forget
your
anybody.
fading, your noise, your denoising on your audio files. So each video with watching and editing, it takes like about an hour to an hour and a half to upload. So it's about 2 to 3 hours to do both parts.
Oh yeah.
And it's about 40 minutes of content.
It takes time, dude. Like this thing is like this is gonna be 3 hours. I'm gonna have to sit and listen to the whole thing and put the tags on it. So it's yeah, I get it, dude. It takes work.
And it's fun. Don't get me wrong, but like, just to touch back on like the Hot 16s, like it's just like I'm really ready for this next step, and I know Mecutio is. He's got a lot of big things planned this year. Like we both just got signed to Risk Takers.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah,
dude.
we're both on the same music label now. Also with Classified.
Classified's on that too.
We all got signed.
All on the same. Was this like a same day signing party?
No,
or what happened?
I pulled I told Classified to come through to the studio, and then he started talking to Risk.
Yeah.
And then that's how they organized that. And basically, we're all going to be, each one of us has an album that we're going to drop that's exclusively produced, engineered, and recorded by Risk at Risk
Wow.
Takers.
So they have their own studios, obviously.
Yeah, we got a studio.
Much better
It's really
equipment.
dope. He works, like Risk works really fast. It's a cool vibe.
Is that
every
where you
time
guys
I'm
were
in
last
there.
night?
Yeah.
Ooh,
We were there
you
last
guys,
night with
what
Classified.
city is this in?
It's in Covina.
Covina? Oh,
So
that's
the cool thing about it is once you do your thing and everything is agreed upon, you just tell them, hey, is this time open? I want to come from here to here. And then
so it's dude. That's like you're getting like free studio time.
free studio,
Yeah.
free producer,
Just
free
to work
engineering,
on
and
the
then at
album,
the
man.
end it's just a 50-50 on the residuals. And that's
Dude.
not bad because honestly, you think about it, you go there 20 times.
Well, that's the same deal they gave all the artists in the '50s. So that's perfect.
Yeah, no, it's like I have no interest in a label if it doesn't make sense. I feel like there's
Sure.
been 20 years of evidence that labels are not trying to help you.
Oh no.
That if you get
Hell no.
screwed over now, it's kind of your fault. So like this deal, it makes sense, and also just I like Risk. Like he's just a cool dude. I like being in the studio. He brings different artists who I wouldn't have met, wouldn't have worked with.
Yeah, and
Like, yeah,
it's
you
a
saw
good
how to work us
atmosphere.
out. You
And
know?
it's really good. We got like 20 people on the label.
Yeah,
Dang.
there's a lot of
So
people.
when did these is Risk fairly a new label?
So he just started this up. It's a lot of people he's worked
Yeah,
with before.
Yeah.
But he wanted before the beginning of this year, like he wanted to get a bunch of people together and just go really hard this year.
This year, so 2000. So he's
Yeah,
been
so-
doing it, but 2024,
He's
he's
been doing
like,
this for
let's
about
keep it
yeah,
geared.
everybody's
20 years.
dropping an album for
How
1 month.
long did you do?
He's been in the game for about 20 years.
20 years,
And
wow.
he took a 10-year hiatus. And so he got back into it. He just dropped his album. Mercutio's featured on disc 2.
What's his name?
Risk.
That's his name?
Yeah, his
Yeah.
name is
Risk is going to be on the show soon. Risk, make sure you come on.
No, Risk is
We'll
dope.
get
I'm
him
sure
out
he'll
here.
be
He actually lives in Whittier.
Because it's
so-
no.
Yeah, he
he's
lives in
local.
Whittier.
Yeah, he lives in Whittier.
Dude, that's a freaking dude. He sounds like he's got a great story to
Yeah,
tell.
he's like the 17 times undefeated
Battle rap
Yeah,
champ.
battle rap.
No
champ.
way.
It's either on
Power
Power 106. Yeah,
On Power 106.
He was
Oh
really-
yeah, I think I was
So
looking
he
at his
was
content.
back. Remember in the 2000s, it was the Wake Up Show.
Yeah.
He was on that consistently, and they'd have a segment where it would be him versus whoever they would bring, but no one could beat him.
That's what I saw that. Like no one could beat him, and then they like canceled it because nobody
Yeah.
nobody could beat him. So
yeah,
they said stop.
This is him. This is our label
Oh, yeah.
manager. This is our producer. Our
Crazy.
engineer.
Okay, now I'm putting the now,
Yeah, so
now I'm
he-
painting a bigger picture.
He took he took a hiatus to have a family, and I shout out to him, man. I'm a family man
Hell
too,
yeah,
so I
that's the
get
way to
it.
go.
I understand completely. But we met him at Season Fest in November. So I had mentioned.
Yeah.
What's
that was-
Season Fest?
Season Fest is a show organized by Wavy, and it's at the Doll Hut in Anaheim,
Yep.
but it's a bunch of artists from the IE mainly.
Oh,
so
okay.
there were a lot of people there. My boy Tino Rels, Champagne Aramis,
Damn.
Ray Guns was there. My boy Stax. So that show was really
All those guys
cool.
come to the show. Go ahead.
You can hit them all up, man. I guarantee they'd be.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that'd be down.
Nice.
But yeah, at Season Fest, there was a freestyle competition. And with me, I am a written artist. I don't really like freestyle is not something I sit around and practice, but
But he can do it.
So,
can do
but recently you've been doing that. Is that recent?
I've
Is that
been
recently?
freestyling. Yeah.
Okay,
Because I went on the
crazy.
radio with Andrew, and I actually freestyled on the radio.
Yeah,
I didn't
he-
have any written. I just came off top, and I was like, okay.
When I just saw you recently on the show, you
Yeah,
did
that was
that.
the real freestyle.
Oh,
was,
damn.
he was him
Yeah.
and Garrig. They were the inaugural 5-finger freestyle challenge, and I felt no better way to kick it off but them two.
Yeah, I saw him use this.
Well, we
Whoa.
have I work with Hangout Records. Sabi.
Yeah, Sabi.
Oh,
Sabi
crazy.
out in Norwalk. He's out with me out in Norwalk. He has a full recording studio, record label as well, Hangout Records.
Dang, all these dudes are out here.
Yeah, we're tapped in.
Crazy.
So
I can't believe this.
I approached him because I was looking for a producer in-house that could literally on the spot. Like, he wasn't there for the first one. He's now there with me live in studio doing it. But he pretty much makes these beats on the spot. So like as you're watching like the artist I bring on, like rap, except for in their case, I have the beats preset. But I have him sitting next to me. He's right next to me. You can't see him on camera because we're both off camera, but he's on an MPC player, and he's making the beats right there.
You took him with you to the
Yeah,
studio
that's what we do. I have him live.
to do the freestyle thing.
Yeah, and he makes the beats right there.
What?
Not only are my artists freestyling, I have my producer right there
Freestyling beats.
on a beat trying to. And
Damn.
he has to time it too. It's got to be a minute and a half, and then I'll be looking at him like beat switch, and then he'll do something like, and then just get going.
Dude, that's tight. That's
And
like,
we do
dude.
5 beats, and it's a minute and a half. So
What? We got a raid going on? What's going on? Hold on. What's going on? What's going on, J-Rob? What's going on, J-Rob? Talk to me. What's going on? Oh my God. Hold on a second. Like,
what? Chat going crazy?
I think chat's going in crazy. Is raid coming? What's the incoming? Talk to me. Who's coming in? MJ and Eric with the raid? Tell me. We got MJ and Eric with the raid. Raid! Ooh! MJ and Eric with the raid. MJ and Eric, make sure you follow them. MJ and Eric, make sure you follow them. Let's see, where is it? Why am I not getting alerts? Where's my alerts? Followed you last month. Boom. Gave you 3 shout-outs. MJ and Eric, I think it's like the homemade raid that they do. I don't see any alerts, but they do the homemade raid. Make sure you follow MJ and Eric on. There it is. Stream that just rated 32 viewers. Raid! Out of control. Let's do this, everybody. In Sassy in 707 nails in the show. 707 wakey Evan Bakey. Talking to them. Manana, welcome to the show.
707 what?
Nail Freak's in the house. Pinky has Inky. Hinata in the house. What's up, Hinata? 707 Nails in the house. What up? Hypey. Oh my gosh, everybody's in. Holy moly, this show just got crazy. Bobo Nails, Magic Cruz, nailed it, Jennifer. Everybody's in the house. First time raiders. Welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. We out
MJ.
here, Ray Flaves Podcast. You already know what the hell
Check
it is.
it out.
You know what I mean?
Hypey.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
We just got out of a recording session last night. My head is still pounding.
There's
My
me
head
filming.
is still pounding.
Miss Cheryl's place. Miss you, my friend. Pinky, Inky. What is up? Welcome in. If you're not following MJ and Eric, anybody on my show is watching, make sure you follow The Vibe with MJ and Eric. They are amazing streamers. The nail business is going crazy with MJ and Eric. Hi, it's Auntie Carmela. What's up, Auntie Carmela? Thea, what's up?
Yeah, everybody.
Awesome. What is up? If you're just joining us,
everybody, right?
this is the Raise Flays Podcast Network. There we go. My Salon in the house. What's up, My Salon? Whoa, everybody's coming in. Original Chicken Dinner. I miss you, Original Chicken Dinner. Hug for you. I miss you, Original Chicken Dinner. Holy moly, I can't do this without you. Original Chicken Dinner. You are going
Chicken
off.
and waffles, man.
The Vibe with MJ and Eric. Make sure you follow that show. This is super cool. Crazy raid. Out of control raid. Love you guys. If you're just joining us, this is the Raise Flays Podcast Network. We're all about passion here on the show. We bring in artists, painters, musicians, chefs, cooks, everything to find out why they do what they do. And it's all about their passion and what they do. It's all about them. And we're here with two hosts from the Hot 16's LA Lifestyle Show, 101.5, two hosts, Andrew and Mecutio, ladies and gentlemen. Let me put a round of applause for them. Holy moly, they are here. We've been talking for an hour, and we've just begun. We've got a plenty to talk about.
Yeah, we still got more to go. We're running a little morning conversation. We got bubblies. I have my coffee. The headache's going away, so I'm feeling better now.
Feel better now?
Yeah.
Awesome.
This morning was rough, but you know
These
what?
guys were up all night long in the studio.
Not all night. Not all night. I
Late
got
night?
home late, but it was just a lot of repetitive, a lot of drinking. Don't drink, kids.
Hydrate, by the way.
Yeah.
Hydrate Redeem. There it is. Thank you, J. Rob.
But yeah, this guy, he had bubblies. We are not sponsored by them, FYI. But yeah, this right here, this saved my life right here.
Bubbly. You need another one?
You know what?
I'll take a bubbly, man.
Grab me one, Andrew. You need a new
Yes,
Mecutio?
sir. Yes, sir.
Grab Mecutio one.
Oh, you got Mountain Dew in here?
Oh, you got
Mountain Dew. Grab the Mountain Dew, dude.
Oh, can I get a Mountain Dew instead?
Yeah.
Mountain Dew. Oh, I love Mountain Dew, dude.
Bro,
Super sweet.
whatever they put in a Baja Blast, it's got to be cracked because...
Oh, you're hanging out Taco Bell.
Oh, yeah. Tell me, I go to Taco by accident.
Jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Dude, Mountain Dew was searching for streamers. I had to buy a whole case because they were doing this AI thing where if you were streaming with Mountain Dew, they would find your channel and they would raid you with like a bunch of people. They would like
damn.
stream you all over the place. So all I had to do was show the can, and they were promoting this. It was crazy. Painting polish in the house. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Holy moly!
When I was a kid, my mom worked out of the town. So after school every day in elementary, I'd walk to the park and I hang out there for hours. And it was this old white dude who's like somebody's grandpa. So he have his little 7-year-old grandson run around.
Wait a minute. After school, how old were you?
I was like, it was in like 5th or 6th grade or something.
5th or 6th grade. You walked by yourself to the park?
Yeah, my sister and I, we walked by ourselves to the park.
How old was your sister?
She was in 4th grade, so I was in 5th grade.
I mean,
So little kid, this must have been a long time ago because you can't do that today.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm about to be 25, so this was
just recently.
not that long ago.
This was 5 years ago.
Okay, not 5 years ago, but
10 years ago.
yeah, we would go and we just hang out there for hours until she could come pick us up. But there was this old guy, and he was just always so nice, and he'd tell us stories. And every day he'd give us each 75 cents to go get a soda.
What?
And it
So
was
he was a
cool.
nice white man.
Yeah, well, we were scared at first because we're like, is he gonna try to touch us or something? Like, who is this dude? You know what I mean? But nah, like he just hung out and just told us stories.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Mr.
so I don't
nice
even
white
remember
guy.
his name, dude, but he was a good guy.
Dude, shout out to that guy. I'll tell you what. We have Gringo knows what's good on the left right there. Gringo knows what's good.
Of course I know what's good.
That's our
Hey
thing.
man, oh man, the food, like I was saying, that was from the first episode because we were talking about.
Dude, his wife makes a great huevos
Oh,
rancheros.
she does. It is so good. I actually had it a couple days ago.
Serious?
Oh, yeah, I love it. I'll eat it all the time.
Huevos Gringo knows what's good. Gringo knows what's good. Fire in the chat. Woo! Fire in the chat for Gringo. Gringo knows what's good. Thank you.
Well, it's like at work. I work with a lot of Hispanic guys, and all they speak is Spanish. So I dropped a little Spanish on them yesterday, and they're like, "Oh, you do speak Spanish?" I'm like, "Poquito español, mi amigo." And so, you know, I've been learning. I've been starting to get a few sentences. I've been able, you know, I can say good morning. I can say what's up. You know, I know when they're talking shit. You know, I know when they're
That's how
talking.
you do it.
You know, as long as you know, if you got the basics and you know when they're talking bad about you, I mean, I think I'm doing all right.
You gotta know that.
And I love Los Tigres del Norte. So
Tigre del Norte. Fire in the chat. Tigre del Norte. Tigre del Norte. Come on the show. Come on, please. Come on, guys. Come on the
those
show.
guys are huge, man. It's one of the biggest North.
I met a bass player from a band that used to open for Tigre del Norte. So I was close. I was close.
There you
I was
go.
close. It can happen.
You got
It can
to
happen.
rub off on the energy, you know.
Yeah,
but,
we got the energy. Tigre del Norte could come on the show next week. You never know.
Mudvayne?
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, it's a band.
Mudvayne is awesome. You know Mudvayne?
Okay. I don't know Mudvayne. I know.
Is it like
my
punk?
OG? No, it's like metal or something.
Yeah, Mudvayne is hardcore.
Yeah, my OG used to play with the Drummer from Mudvayne.
What?
Yeah, because he was a drummer. Yeah, my homie Henry Wan, bro.
Henry Wan come on the show. True story.
Man, miss that dude, man. He's off of Oklahoma doing God knows what, but still drumming.
That's all. Original Chicken Dinner. She probably knows what Mudvayne is. Original Chicken Dinner loves hardcore metal.
Mudvayne, so it's just like
She knows
hardcore
what's up.
metal, kind of like Hit the Pit.
Man, I don't know.
Hit the Pit.
I don't know, like
Oh yeah, dude.
enough
Pit,
about metal
Circle
to
Pit,
name
Pit,
a bunch
dude.
of other stuff. When
Freaking
it comes to metal, I like Body Count by Ice-T.
Oh, Body Count, dude! I seen them
Bro.
in San Diego years ago.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, with Metallica and Guns N' Roses.
Oh wow,
Dude, it was crazy.
that low key. That sounds
was
like a
90s.
crazy lineup.
Oh, dude, it was crazy.
Like Ice-T though, for me, like I know he'd be making, he does the metal, he does his rap, but like, bro, I watched so much Law and Order, SVU, like.
Oh, my mom!
and-
My mom doesn't even know. She's like, "Oh, this young man's a great actor." It's
Yeah,
Ice-T.
see, it's hard for me when I listen to his music. I'm like, nah, bro. Like it almost like LL Cool J, right? Like, yeah. He got bangers from the '80s, but it's like he's more of an actor to me
Yes,
than he
dude.
is like a
100%.
an artist. Like I still respect him. and what he
Who do you
did.
think's better? Who do you think's a better actor, Ice-T or LL Cool J?
Ice-T?
Ice-T's a better actor.
Hey, get the perk. Come on now.
No,
I
every
think I
time
like it. I like
Ice-T's
I'll
always
vote
dropping
LL
some
Cool J.
disrespectful pun after SPV. Like he's just like, oh wow,
Yeah, like she got attacked by 5 men with fruit. They're a bunch of grapists.
like it's just
Dude,
random
shout out
puns,
to
bro.
the freaking Ice-T impersonation right there. Dude, that was the best Ice-T impersonation I've ever seen in my life. Good job, Mecutio. Holy moly. Hopefully we get more of that.
But he has no emotion too. He'll be looking at.
Yeah,
He always
not an actor.
smiles like he's
He's like,
proud of
"Man."
what he just said. Like he's like, yeah, I just thought of that on the spot. Like my favorite Ice-T moment is on Twitter. He's like, I've never eaten a bagel, and someone took a picture of him eating a bagel from SVU, and they're like, here's you eating a bagel, and he's like, movies aren't real, dumbass.
Oh, nobody messes with him.
I'm just
I've
like,
never seen
bro.
anybody come back on Ice-T. He has the comebacks. He has to come back. But he actually does better in his commercials than he does on the
First
show.
time I actually ever saw Ice-T was when I was younger, when he was on MTV Cribs.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first time I ever.
That's the first time you saw him?
Yeah, because I used to watch a lot of MTV, like in the early 2000s when it was still MTV before 16 and Pregnant and Rob Dyrdek took over the whole entire channel. But
When it was an actual video
yeah,
channel
like
for
you had
music.
the Top 20 Countdown. You had like MTV Cribs. You had the show Next. You remember that? You remember the show Next on MTV? It was like that speed dating thing where there'd be like people on a bus.
Oh, I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, like, and it'd be like, next, yeah. They'd say, that'd be another show, too. They'd be like, I'm here, I'm ready, and I'm young. And they'd just be like, what?
You ever watch Baggage with Jerry Springer?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude. Jerry Springer was
Jerry Springer
out of
died
control.
last year.
No, he did.
Oh, yeah, rest in peace,
bro.
Jerry
It's
Springer.
crazy. He was the mayor of Cleveland.
Yes. Very conservative gentleman until the show.
That's hilarious.
But you know what's crazy is like that was on cable television. Like we were watching that as kids.
Bro, that was entertainment.
You guys were really young when that show was
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like I was being like 6, 7. Jerry.
You're like, I'm not the father. You dancing?
That show was out of control.
My favorite one on Maury was the cat where they told him he wasn't the dad and he yelled out the chair and he did a backflip on stage.
He was like happy.
And then the lady's like freaking out like, no!
I know Jerry Springer got to be staged because I swear I saw an episode where it was like a black dude sitting down and then he's like, I got to tell you something, bae. And then his white girlfriend's like, what? And he's like, I'm black. And she's like, you're black?
What?
So I'm like, yo, is ever writing
Was
the
she
script?
blind or what?
No, bro.
What?
Someone just wrote the script.
Oh man.
No, I always loved it when they hype it up too, where they get the crowd and then they get to like be talking. And
Oh, the
stuff.
crowd would try and talk trash.
Yeah, they'd say some out of pocket, just like, well, and then they'd do the ones too where they'd hype it up, right, on the paternity test, right? And they'd be like, look, he got your nose, he got your eyes. And they'd be sitting there like,
Just denial.
Oh, the
all of them
whole
are
time.
denying. All of
No,
them
but
are
the
denying.
great thing is why is it every time they knock the father, the lady got to get up crying,
And
running
run
to the
out the
back,
hall.
running to the back.
But she's got to get her thing
gotta
out.
deal with the
Whoa,
shame,
if it's
bro.
not him.
No, but the camera guy though, bro.
The camera
Yeah.
guy, he's holding all this equipment. He's has the perfect
And the camera's
perfect
big back
framing.
there.
Yeah.
You're like,
And he's just running after her full speed. Like, this dude should be in the NFL. Like, what are we wasting our
Dude.
time?
athlete, total athlete.
Oh, yeah.
So this was before CrossFit. This guy was carrying the camera.
I know, and those are
Crazy.
big. Those cameras are big and bulky, right?
It's huge.
But I thought those shows back in the day, because see, I've been to live recordings, I've been to the Conan show and stuff like that. You can
I know
go,
the price is right.
yeah, you can go. Well, you just get in line. You just get a number. You go to
Yeah.
Universal, and I didn't know
And
this.
you got to sign everything.
Yeah, you just sign a waiver and
Yep.
you just get a number. And if you got a low number, like they take like I think it's like 150 people per episode, but like
Yeah.
every day, like that whatever late night TV you watch, you can go every day.
You just line up.
Well,
Yeah.
it's cool because when I went to the Conan show, I got to see his guests were Jack Black, Boy George, and
what?
Robbie Krieger from the Doors.
No, dude, you went to the best show, the best
but
Conan
I didn't
O'Brien show
know
there
that.
was.
I didn't know that until I got there. And then they gave us the thing, and they let you know who's the guest. And so then I was sitting there like, are you kidding me? It's like the first time.
They don't let you know until you sit down?
Oh yeah, they don't let you know until you get there. And so I was like, oh my god,
Dude, Robbie
And it
Krieger of
was-
the Doors, legendary.
But get this one, Conan had him perform a Doors song. Cover.
No, because Robbie
And-
Krieger has his own stuff
Yeah,
too.
and Rob Krieger's the guitar player
Yeah.
for the Doors, and then you have Boy George, and then you have Jack Black, who's also a musician. So they covered a Doors song.
All
and
three of them performed together?
together.
Oh, no way.
The reason why was because Jack Black was like, Jim Morrison has the best metal scream there is. He was trying to like talk
Jack
about
Black.
Jim Morrison, and then Conan was like, so does that mean you three are gonna get up? It was staged, obviously, it was planned out. But, like,
Oh my
it was-
god!
it
I
was
gotta
really
watch
cool.
that on YouTube.
yeah, it's I
Jack
was live.
Black.
Yeah, Robbie Krieger and Boy George on the Conan show.
Oh my
That
god!
was back in actually the first month I was down here, bro. This was July of 2015. Like when I first had ever stayed down here and did anything fun or anything like that.
You
like-
saw that live, dude.
Yeah, it was
It's
definitely
legendary.
Yeah, but well, to reference back, like the camera guy from Maury, it was like all those cameras were like on like
Rollers.
yeah.
Right?
You know what's crazy about those shows? They gotta get the crowd into it, right?
Yes, from the before you even walk
So
in.
they got a guy that walks around the crowd and just, I mean, you want to talk about disrespecting someone and belittling someone? That's what they do, bro. They have this guy walk out like, how's it going, everybody? Like kind of a host that you don't
Yeah.
see on the show, but he's a host for the guest watching. This guy's walking around like, calling like all the fucking like oversized people, like calling them fat to their face.
What?
Like, I mean, he was just straight, like, trying to be funny, but it's not
Oh.
really funny. And you kind of look at the people, and they're sitting there like,
What is he? He's like, hey, you big fat fatties. Like,
yeah.
what's he saying?
Like, he literally was like, looked at this one fat guy, and pretty much was like, oh, do you need more room? Do you need me to...
What year was this? You can't do that today.
2015.
2015. Okay, you can do that in 2015.
Conan
That
had
was
the
okay.
hype guy, and there was this guy sitting over in the corner in the bottom part of the stand for the thing, and the guy straight was like, "Hey man, you need some more room over there?" And it was just like,
Oh my god, that's
like-
horrible. Poor guy.
Yeah.
He's probably from like Alabama.
Right, just
you know,
excited.
He probably
Yeah.
drinks a lot of Mountain Dew.
Drinks Mountain Dew. He's got a truck,
He lives in a
a
trailer.
big truck, but
A big
yeah,
truck.
Yeah, but he was
He's
there
got,
for.
wait, no, he's got a dually, right? Now we're making fun of fat.
Yeah, stop making fun of fat people, Andrew. Jesus,
And look at me over
that's
here.
Conan's job. Conan's Time Man job.
Yeah, let that guy disrespect
Oh my god.
people.
707 Nell said she would have knocked him out with my fat fist. Yeah, 707 Nell. Yeah. Put a hype in the chat for big people. That's including me, people. That's what I do. I eat for a living. Holy moly, holy moly, holy moly. Crazy, crazy. Hype it up. Tacos de mañana, the crazy show. Saturday mornings, every Saturday morning, we get crazy out here.
do.
We've got Hot 16s, LA's lifestyle, PB, painting bigger pictures. He was telling us last time on the show that he was doing rap just to communicate and hang out with rappers. Now he's on a label.
right.
We were talking about Risk. They're on the Risk label.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
We got a lot of heavy hitters, bro. We got Savvy Socha. Shout out Savvy Socha. He's gonna be my guest next week after
Oh,
Danny.
cool.
We're gonna be running his album live on air. We got Brody, big shout out to him, man. He was really last night. He was taking some time with me, like he was kicking it with me. He was really
Brody.
Brody's
he's
really
a good
cool.
mentor, man. He's a good cat. Like
He's a rap. He raps too.
Yeah, he's a rapper. He's from Ohio, and he just moved out here in the past
Brody, come to the
5
show talk
years.
about Ohio.
But yeah, so he's a really cool cat, and he's got that kind of Midwest old school sound. He's an old head.
He definitely like rocking with the young heads, and he's
Oh, bro, he's like, when I first saw you, I thought you looked like Shock G. Oh, like Shock G could rap though. So I'm not bad.
Holy moly.
So, yeah, no, we got Brody, we got M16 the Great,
Young Miss.
yeah, Young Miss, Blueprints. Wow, man, the list goes on.
It's
Whoa,
like
Starfire Nails
almost
just
20
subscribed to the
people.
1 tier. Thank you, Starfire Nails, for the subscription. Thank you for all the followers too. I didn't get it to all the followers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My
Yeah,
alerts
we
are going
got,
crazy
we got
here.
a lot of people.
Couldn't
and
follow everybody.
We're gonna
Thank
be
you guys so much.
dropping albums every month.
Every month.
Yeah, every artist is gonna drop an album
Every
on
month.
each month. Yeah.
So we got to talk to Risk about just before their album launches is having each individual come in
Yeah,
here.
I think
Okay, we
Just
can
like you did
organize that.
I'm kind of like, as he says, I'm the way to the airwaves for everybody because that's a big part of my contribution to everybody. You know.
Yeah,
It's like,
obviously you're going to do that too. Have them on your show too, right?
oh, I already had him on my show.
Oh, yeah, perfect. So-
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, he was actually my first live album listen that we had. And so,
Awesome.
Yeah, man, me and Mecutio and Classified. We're
Ooh, what the heck's going on? Holy moly, what's going on? What's going on?
What
Hype it up, hype it up. Hype train started. The hype train start? Holy moly, holy moly. Hype train started. Hype train started. Holy moly, what's going on? Here we go. Where's my... Let me see this. Holy moly.
Yeah, but
I'm way
no,
behind.
we got a lot of good things planned though. We got some good projects like
me
last
pop
night's
this
track
out.
we made.
300 bits from 707Ls. Thank you, 707Ls. Holy moly, hype it up, hype it up, hype it up.
Let's go.
Crazy. So you got a lot of stuff. You got a lot of stuff going on with Risk
Yeah, man,
Records?
I got my project that's going on. He's got his project, but then also too, you got your other project with that you were working on aside from Risk Takers.
Yeah, so I have my first solo, and that's going to be coming out in the next couple of months. I've been working on this album for 2 years. I've changed almost every single track on it.
Yeah, because didn't you lose or Vuvu?
Painting Polish with 100 bits. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
My homie was mixing it, and then his computer crashed, so I got a different engineer. But yeah, I've been working on this album for a long time. Plus, I got the Risk album. That's also going to be a solo album, but I'll get some more features from the homeboys.
Are you and Garrick doing a Lethal Session 3? Is that in the talks?
It's not in the talks yet.
Oh,
but we're focused on
Chapachui
all
again,
that stuff.
Ramon? You weren't here for Chapachui. I told you guys about Chapachui, right?
Yeah.
Chapachui.
This creature.
Yeah,
that
the creature.
I guess
Yeah.
is like.
What did you learn about Chapachui today? Tell the audience.
You said it's got like a long snout or
Yep.
something.
Bang.
And fangs.
Fangs, yes.
And it sounds like low key. It sounds like an alligator. But
Ooh, very interesting. Very interesting. So we have more clues. You see this, guys?
I mean,
we're learning about Chapachui on the show today.
That's almost. It's like you said. It's like Sasquatch. It's like
Sasquatch.
where's the at?
And Sasquatch. And Mercutio gave us an interesting story about the Aborigines in Australia. So you guys gonna have to catch this VOD. He also performed. Talk about Garrig. You keep bringing up Garrig. I just put the link to his Spotify in the chat.
Check it out.
Thank you.
Check out Mercutio because normally for the past 3-4 years you've been performing with Garrig and kind of a duo thing.
I met Garrick a couple years ago, and it was off of an Instagram competition. From I did an Instagram competition with my producer. Fat is F, and then the @ sign. That's his producer name.
Nice. Fat is F.
Yeah, so that's my homie, and I think Garrick got first place.
Thanks to 07 Ls for 100 biddies.
I got third, or I got second or something. We were like neck and neck on the competition. We just DM'd each other, and then we just started working. And from that point, we've just been doing our thing. I mean, we weren't even gonna name the first album Lethal Session. It was just more of a pun that I thought of. I'm like, okay, it's a white dude and a black dude getting along, working together. I'm like, it's got to be a lethal weapon.
Session.
You know what I mean? Like,
everybody says that on your Instagram. I'm like, this is like Lethal Weapon.
yeah, well, that's like the cover. Both of the covers are well, the first cover is off of Lethal Weapon. The second cover is off of one of the Rocky movies. where I'm Clubber Lang on the cover of the second
Oh,
one.
damn, you're Clever Lane.
Yeah,
I would say that.
I'm Clubber Lang. Yeah,
Second theme for the
that's the thing. So we're trying to go for like 80s like buddy movies.
There you go. Ramona like that. Movies with Ramona on Fridays, by the way.
Too. One of my favorite things I always tell him with his artistry is his pop culture puns. This guy's got. He's got. It's crazy. Like things that shouldn't make sense or rhyme or roll off tongue.
He busts it out.
Well, I mean, he's the best at it too because he's even told me he's like, it don't matter what you write, it's how you say it. Because I think I was telling you that bar. I was
Thank you, Original Chicken Dinner.
I was like back
Love
and
you.
forth on the court, Serena Williams, and
Yeah, he said it right now.
yeah. So like it's like it don't matter how you say it, like you know. And so they're super versatile. Like and you obviously you've been listening to Lethal Session.
Yeah.
When he first sent me, so I got to listen to some of the tracks off the first one before it was out. And I remember I was cruising through the Bay Area. I was coming back from a trip up there. And he's like, yo, bro, can I send you these tracks I got with this guy named Garrett Niffin? And I was like...
Ooh, 707 Nails. Thank you for the gift of sub.
And I was like, yeah, all right. I was like, I'll check it out.
Hype
And I thought
train.
Garrett was black.
Yeah,
Straight up.
yeah, his voice.
You're making basketball references. That's
And
why.
not even, well, I mean, shit, you know, we got John Stockton could hoop, you know, like, Garrett's like the John Stockton.
Well, it's like the
rap.
musicians in Motown days, right? Like
Oh yeah, like the Beatles.
like the Beatles
They're
are
British singing with the.
are the Righteous Brothers. They thought they were black, when they first came out, right?
Yeah, so I thought Garrett was black, and I think that's been a lot of people think that.
One tier
right?
sub. The management
You're
even
not the
subbing.
only
Holy
one. My
moly.
girl thought Garrick was black. Everyone I've showed has thought Garrick was black.
Level
pretty much.
2 hype train.
And-
Level 2 hype train. Holy. Thank you, Ramon Works, for the gifted subs. Level
And
2
we,
hype train. 76%. Ramon Works with 5 gifted subs. Thank you, my friend. Oh my gosh, we're going to have to do some lunch, my friend. Holy moly. Miss Cheryl's Place. Everybody else. B. Kilman in the house. Ramon Works driving the party. We're with freaking LA Lifestyle live in the house. LA Lifestyle 101.5 is the station.
FM.
It's a real station, an FM station
Yeah.
here in LA. We've got the two right here, Mecutio and
It's my host,
Andrew.
show.
I call him Gringo Knows Good. We're here in that. Let's do it one more time for the audience. Gringo Knows Good. Woo! Gringo Knows Good in the house. Holy moly, holy moly.
sir, but hey, man, it's we got a lot of fun stuff, and I'm really thankful, man, for being on here. Thank you for having us on the show
Thank you.
again. You know, it's I'm glad that Mecutio got to bring his artistry out here, and yeah, we get to announce too to let everyone know that Mecutio is the new host of Hot 16s. We have another host, like I keep saying, that we'll be announcing soon once we have our official launch date on the station. So,
But that's a surprise Mouseca for later.
yeah, it's a little surprise. So there's more to that announcement, but we're gonna wait for it because we still got
That's
things in motion with it. So we gotta respect other people's requests.
a lot of Easter eggs on this show. If you're not subscribed or if you're not following the show, make sure you follow.
I'm leaving you with cliffhangers because that's what keeps y'all interested and everything. So yeah, man. But other than that, check all of us out, man. We're on all streaming platforms for the podcast. I'm on YouTube for the radio station. Make sure too you check out Mecutio X, man, and check out the Green Room. Check out all the projects they got out. Check out the Risk Takers too. Risk, he just dropped his first album in 15 years called Calculated Risk. Mercutio's on track 2 with Rob Norrie.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a. I was there when that verse got laid down, like a week or two before the album was out, and I was blessed to be there for that one. That was actually the first time I went to the studio. He had invited me in there.
Thank you, MJ. Thank you so much. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate you guys. MJ and Eric, make sure you follow them.
Yes, sir. But what are you, Ray? What's we've been telling a lot about what we going on. What are some big plans for Ray Flaves? What's next?
Yeah,
for you?
I think what I talked about Reginald Wavy. I had Reginald Wavy on Thursday, and what I was talking about is that the first year I felt like super fresh, like something about this year, like. Every year everybody's talking about their year. What do they call that? Their
resolution.
New Year's resolution, or
So what was your resolution for the show?
fresh start. My resolution for the show is this: what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking is that it's for some reason this year feels calm, and most of the years it's crazy. My life is crazy. I've got kids. It's got a bunch of stuff always goes on. We've got pipes in the house that are bursting like right even now as we're speaking. So things are kind of crazy all the time, but it's been somewhat smooth so far. Thank God, knock on wood. Thank you God. It's been kind of smooth. I want to keep the vibe smooth all the way through the whole year. That's my goal, number one. But number two, I want to catch up with all the people I had on last year. Like, what are they doing? And this is a perfect example. Having you guys on, catching, but because I think I want to appreciate the people that I met last year, bring them back on. Everybody's moving forward. You had a guy on the show the other day talking about just move. He said, just move. Who was that?
That was Big Docs.
Big Docs.
The reel yesterday.
Yeah,
that was
Big
Big
Docs.
Docs. He's from Harlem.
He's from Harlem. I
New
love
York.
what he said. He's like, just keep it moving.
Yeah,
like,
be an action word.
being
Be a
action.
verb.
Be a verb.
That's why I clip that. I usually I save the last reel and the best one on Friday because that's when the part 2 comes out. He made, I don't know, it just
Thank you for the biddy 707 nails.
he speaks a lot of sense, man. He's a cool cat. We got to chop it up like after the show and stuff, smoke which way,
Nice.
And he's just a I don't know, he's just a really cool dude, man.
It was just dope what he said.
And well, he does a lot for the community. He's actually the director of the street ball league at the Venice basketball courts in Venice.
No way.
He's the director of the men's league there.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah,
That's big time. If you've ever been basketball, that's just a history there.
Then he's the director of that. So
the director.
he's from the East. He's
Remote
from
works,
New
taking
York,
limits.
Harlem. Docs is dope, and shout out to my boy Cody Lewis. He's a professional cyclist.
Yeah.
He does, like fixed gear and 10-speed bikes.
He just did 1,000 bikes for kids.
Him and Heather Hutt from the 10th Council of LA.
Yeah.
He's working close with like city politicians, and so that's what I was saying. Like with that
Level 2 hype train completed.
with
Woo!
that guest
1,200
right
biddies.
there.
Holy moly!
What
Holy
we
moly!
did was what it told me was that's exactly what I was trying to do with the show.
Dude, I got
LA
to choo
Lifestyle.
choo choo.
Like that was what we were trying to do. So having
Shout out
Cody
you,
on
in
was
love.
a really big thing. So I want to shout out Cody and Big Docs. They were definitely great guests. It was an amazing episode. Like if you had the chance to actually watch the whole episode on YouTube, there's a lot of great gems. Like I only took little 30-second clips.
Yeah.
There's 45 minutes of that show.
Dude, they talk great together, and what the
Yeah, I usually I don't do too many like duo episodes. I usually get surprised with it. Like the guest will come and bring someone.
Yeah.
I mean, I have an extra mic and an extra thing. I don't want to tell them no, but I actually now it's kind of cool because I'm getting better on the content side of things. So like I can edit, and do the pop and like get them both in the
dude, that was sick.
Yeah, so I'm starting to get it down now, but like we got great guests, bro, and like I'm starting to finally like I told you, I'm getting the respect and the credibility I've always deserved, and I'm really looking forward to like what we got.
Well, you're moving forward like crazy from the last time I had you here.
Well, literally, when you had me here last, it was, I think the show was literally a week or two old.
Wow.
The radio show.
But, so look how fast it's moving, bro.
Yeah, and
It's crazy.
I
Great
mentioned to
job.
my brother-in-law, and I think I even said this today, is all my social media, except for in terms of following, but in terms of views and reels and YouTube, I've already done 4 times the amount of viewership, account reach, than I did with my first brand in 3 years.
That's crazy.
And I did that in less than 4 months.
Less than 4 months.
Yeah.
It's out of control, dude.
So I already
you're out
know,
there.
like, by doing this, bringing him on, and then, because, like, see, I do the music, right? But having, like, a hip-hop head, right? Like, I'm more of, like, kind of like, I'm a host, and, like, I do hip-hop, but, like, I'm more of, like, I'm very interested in people, right? Like, I can't wait to ask the next question.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
How are we looking on time here? We're rolling in?
We're rolling in. We're gonna cut to a commercial break in a few seconds here. Get our next guest on. This is not the end, ladies and gentlemen. This is just the beginning. We got TBliss coming on in about 10 minutes. He's gonna show us a little bit more about what Andrew's talking about: social media, getting your social media game ready for 2024. We all need to get ready for the crazy stuff that's happening. If you want to get your brand out there, stick here with us. This show is not over. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We're gonna get some some coffee. We're gonna restructure ourselves, try to get TBliss on, and if he's not on, we're gonna keep talking. Sound good, guys?
Yeah, yeah,
Awesome.
we here, yeah.
Awesome, guys. Give us a few seconds to recalibrate here, get some coffee, take a pee break, guys.
Taking a
It's
break.
awesome. Level 2 hype train, hype it up, keep the energy going.
Yeah, let's
we're not
go.
done yet. We are not done. We are not done. If you haven't heard the announcement yet, we are not done. Hold on 1 second. Let me put you on a quick coffee break. Goonies in the house. Goonies always. Goonies forever. Goonies forever. Guys, stay with us. We'll be right back. I don't exactly know what's going on, but I'm just gonna follow this cable all the way. And hopefully we can get this thing back on. I don't exactly know what's going on, but I'm just gonna follow this cable all the way, and hopefully we can get this thing back on. I don't exactly know what's going on, but I'm just gonna follow this cable all the way, and hopefully we can get this thing back on. exactly know what's going on, but I'm just gonna follow this cable all the way, and hopefully we can get this thing back on. I don't exactly know what's going on, but I'm just gonna follow this cable all the way, and hopefully we can get this thing back on. I don't exactly know what's going on, but I'm just gonna follow this cable all the way, and hopefully we can get this thing back on. 7 inches of rain up there.
Yeah, it's up north in California, bro.
Let me make sure I get your.
Rains up there.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen.
We
the Race
are
Place Podcast Network. Thank you.
We're still here, dog.
Juice Gang Gang, Juice Gang Gang, Juice Gang Gang in the chat. Thirsty, not dangerous.
Yeah.
Juice Gang Gang, Juice Gang Gang.
Really
Holy
been
moly,
thirsty.
holy moly. Talking to the manana, out of control for a Saturday morning, as always. TBliss said he's in there. He's on standby, so we'll try to get TBliss in. Whenever he wants to come in, he can come in. We can hear him in the background, not a problem. Once he comes in, we'll bring him in. But we're still here. We're still here. We're still out there. We've got the Hot 16's new host right here, Mecutio. We've got LA Lifestyle host. 101.5 is the radio station. If you're in the Los Angeles area, 101.5 is the
And
station.
also, too, if you are not in the greater Los Angeles area,
That was going to be a question. Tell them how to listen.
yeah, so we are on your FM dial if you are obviously local in East LA, downtown LA. Kind of a few parts around LA it'll come through, but primarily downtown and East LA is where you can get the FM. But we have a streaming, a direct link to our website, and that link is in my bio. If you go to our social media handle and look at the link in the bio in the description, we have our link tree, and it has all our links to all our social media, all our YouTubes, and directly to the show. So if you tune in every Sunday at 6 p.m. on the link that I have, it says it, LA Lifestyle 101.5. You can tap in, and tomorrow we have Danny Boy from La Habra, California.
Dude, I can't believe you got Danny, but that's a show you guys don't want to miss. Danny Boy's a sick rapper, dude.
Yeah, and he's
one of my
also-
favorites.
He's a record label owner. He has his LLC. He manages a great group of very talented people, and they've all been rocking with each other. They grew up together, went to high school together. They've been rapping for like 10 years
Dude,
together.
everybody's got on that label is hot.
Yeah, he's got a
Bravo
good
36,
He's got
Bravo
Pro-
562,
prophecy, Jesus,
J3 to the Easus.
yeah, and he's just got like, and he also may be rocking with a bunch of good people too, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got
cool
him on.
scene.
We got him on tomorrow, and probably sometime I'm gonna say in April, we're probably like the show will officially go live.
In April with him?
Yeah, with him.
Okay.
Because it's all, we're gonna plan it, take our time strategically with it, give me some time to like restructure some stuff, lay some stuff out. But yeah, he's gonna have a great line of guests. He's already been writing down and jotting down some good guests, and yeah, man, it's going good. And you know, you can find us. That's where you can get us if you're in the Boyle Heights area, out in LA, East LA. Check in, man. Sunday nights at 6. We're on that radio station, and yeah.
There it is. I put the link in the chat for you. Linktree is in the chat for you. Linktree, that's linktr.ee/hot16s. I put it in the chat. Make it easy for you.
Yep.
When you click on that link, all his links are going to pop up. LA Lifestyle, Hot 16s, Painting Better Pictures. He's a rapper as well. He's now on Risk Records. They're both on Risk Records. Risk Records is going to come on the show hopefully eventually. Amazing label because they have the best of the best so far with Mecutio and Painting Better Pictures.
And we got Classified on there too.
And Classified, dude.
I
That
made my
is
first track on
crazy.
my album last night, and I had to rap after both of them. So you know, just to let y'all know the energy of that album, and that was just the first track we made. I don't even know what's gonna come of this, bro. Like, I'll show you after we're off air here. I'll show you the track. But I was like, I walked out of that place last night. I was like, my God.
Dude,
Like, what did we just do?
dude, it's,
You know?
that's sick. I can't
Yeah.
imagine being in that studio with you, Mecutio, Classified.
And then all these other great artists too. Like we had about like 10 people in there last night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had like, and everyone in there was a creative and a talent, maybe like a homie or two. But for the
Damn.
most part, it was.
Let me let in Juice's dad. Hold on a second. Juice's dad is scratching at the door.
It's all good.
Damn.
You got that pure dog.
Was it raining? Yeah. Yeah, you just got clean too, dog.
Stand.
Oh, that dog already looks dirty.
That's the juice. No, so that brown stuff
Yeah.
on his paws is yeast infection for dogs.
Really?
You ever heard that?
No.
Dude, they scratch their paws and nip at their paws so much it creates like a bacteria in their paws, and then their hair turns a different color, like that brown. So she looks like a Labrador now, right? Like a half Labrador.
Wow.
She's like all nasty brown.
That's out of pocket. And you hold that, dog?
Push-ups. Oh my God, a push-up redeem. All right, one of you guys is gonna have to hold the camera. So 5 push-ups. I got to do 5 push-ups.
Okay, you got it?
Point the camera that way. You can't see what you're filming, but you're good. Just point at me. 5 push-ups. 5 push-up redeem.
Oh my God, you getting lit for your streamers.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Warm up.
Oh my God. How are your shoulders?
It's cold outside, so my shoulders are.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5. Come
I
on.
just gave up on that last one.
Oh man. Oh, there we go. You have to redeem right.
There's your redeem remote. 5 push-ups. 5 push-ups.
I can't believe
Oh
I
my
just
gosh.
the host of this show bust down.
5 I'll do anything for my guests. I'll do anything for my guests
Wow.
in chat and in studio. This is for you guys. Fire in the chat. Fire in the chat.
Hey, is there
Who's had a heart attack?
is there any last thoughts you want to share with his audience, where they can find you, what you got going on?
So I'm on Instagram as Mecutio.x. I also have a link tree with a lot of stuff that I've been working on. I just dropped the album Lethal Session 2 with my homeboy Gary Gniffin. That's out right now on all DSPs. And I have a bunch of stuff that's going to be coming out. I just dropped a single called South of the Bay, produced by JX Beats from San Jose. Shout out to him. He's an OG and he's a real one. So I just got so much stuff on the way. Thank you guys for tapping in to the pod. Thank you for having me, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it all.
No problem, bro. That's what we're here to do.
Actually, TBliss is in the backstage right now waiting to get on. First of all, I want to thank Andrew, my friend. It's been a great relationship with this guy right here. We have a great rapport on Instagram. We talk all the time together, and it's just been a great partnership. Me and Andrew painting better pictures. Mercutio, thank you so much. You've been a delight. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. Hope you'll come back. You're an amazing artist.
Thank you.
All soon to be an amazing freaking radio host, my friend. How's that feel?
This feels pretty good.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for. This is amazing. Having 2 radio hosts, 101.5. Make sure you listen. I put all the links in the chat for you guys to make it easy for you. Make sure you follow these guys. Thank you so much. Let's bring on TBliss. TBliss for the next segment. We are not done, ladies and gentlemen. TBliss is coming on
y'all.
right
Thank
now.
you.
Hell yeah, bro.
Cool.
Thank you guys, man.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Awesome. I'll see you guys soon, all right?
Yeah.
God bless you guys. Hit me up.
Yeah, I will.
Awesome.
We'll be in contact. You just leave the.
Yeah, I'll take care of that. I'll take care of that. Awesome. What up, TBliss? Good morning.
What up? My alarm just went off randomly. That was weird. My alarm just went off randomly.
Was it the 10 o'clock with Ray's Place?
I put on it. Yeah, I was just like, I have that on my calendar right then and there, you know?
Nice. Perfect, dude. Awesome. Happy New Year. How's everything been going?
It's good, man. Happy New Year to you, too. It's crazy that we were talking last year. I mean, seriously, like, it's been that much time.
Yeah. It's crazy. We were talking to Andrew and these guys from Hot 16s, and when they came on the show last time, they had just started the radio station 101.5, and it was so funny because when he was first doing it, it was like this. It was like a couch, with him as a host, and his microphone was like one microphone, and it was like for everybody, and everybody was like talking to the mic. You could barely hear everybody. Now he's in a full-on radio station with professional mics, professional videos, and professional everything, cameramen, and the stuff that you do now. He's got the social media. So if you don't know TBliss645, he is an amazing social media expert. He's been a great friend to me. This guy's all about data. He's not about just fluff and blah 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 blah. This guy is talking about data. He uses his expertise and his amazing skills as social media to help rappers, musicians all over the world, all over the country. So it's awesome. And he was on the show before. Make sure you catch that on Spotify, Amazon, and Google Music. He's amazing. Social media and we want to talk about, last time we set a good platform, we set a good base on what you should do, some of the ideas that we talked about. We always kind of flow back and forth with our ideas and kind of make like this kind of like a idea bowl of salad. I call it an idea salad, where we just kind of like throw ideas back and forth at each other. It's kind of like a food fight, but with ideas. We're throwing them back and forth at each other. It's crazy. It's out of control. So yeah, Jay Nedwick, they call him TBliss 645, also a prolific musician as well on Spotify if you want to find that. But 2024, Happy New Year. We need to figure out what should we do? What should we prepare for moving on to 2024? We only have so much time to do it. This guy has meetings with, Michael Jackson's probably coming back from the dead to have a meeting with this guy. So there's meetings. This guy is so busy. He's got clients like crazy. Probably, I'm sure Jay-Z is coming on Thursday, but right now he's with us, where we got him for a very short time. TBliss, what should we be preparing for 2024 right off the bat?
I think the biggest thing that a lot of people are going to have to learn is that competition is going to continue getting stiffer, and you're really going to have to figure out what defines you as maybe not even just an artist, but overall just a personality online.
Wow.
I have noticed, every single year, more and more people keep on joining social media, and it's kind of like a double-edged sword. More people join, that means you have more potential people to reach, more people that you can sell to as a business. It's all great on that end, but at the same time, you also have more competition coming in. And again, you're just going to have to figure out what really defines you and what's going to make you different from the rest of the people out there.
That's an interesting thing that you just brought up. We need an audience, obviously, but also at the same time, whether you're a podcaster, whether you're a musician, whether you're a co-host to some sort of show, you have people trying to do the same thing that you're doing. So your competitors are coming as an audience maybe in the beginning, but then they get the idea, oh, Ray has a podcast, I could do a podcast, and then they try to do it. Maybe, not so, I have I'll tell you a story. I have a friend who's like, oh, I actually have most of my friends are like, oh, you do I can do a podcast. And then I hold no secrets back. I tell them exactly how to do it. Tell them all the equipment, and they try it like once, and then they're done. Because it's a lot of work, right?
It is, and I think that's also one of the things that I heard was time is the greatest equalizer, right? We all have time. We all have 24 hours. Hopefully, we all live for the same amount of time. We can make it to the ripe old age of like 80 or 90.
Yes.
But time and consistency is what's going to differentiate you. I really, truly believe that. You could spend thousands of dollars on expensive 4K, 60 FPS videos, but it doesn't mean anything if you're not even going to be posting consistently. Compared to the person that is posting consistently, and even though it might not be the highest quality, he's still putting himself out there, and he's more known than the other guy who's not posting at all.
That makes a lot of sense. That's straight groundwork stuff right there, what you just said. You could have the best camera, you could have the best equipment, but if you're not putting out the content, nobody's seen you. Nobody's seen that great camera work. Nobody's seen that great microphone work unless you're out there, unless you're doing it. And sometimes that's the heart. You said time is the greatest equalizer. We all have, some of us have kids, some of us have a day job like myself. It's hard. This is not for the weak at heart. This is crazy. If you have kids, I have a pipe bursting in the bathroom right now. So if and this is my mama's house. This isn't Hollywood, baby. This is a studio that I built in the back of my mama's house. Okay, this is even where I live. So I have another house that I take care of. I have this house that I take care of. This stuff is not for the weak at heart. Time is the greatest. There's only so much time in a day, and so yeah, there's so much. It's work, and you laid the groundwork. Whether you have equipment or not, you got to do it. My first podcast interview I did in a barber's chair with my phone. And it was like, and the guy's getting, hey, Julio, how did you become a barber? Oh, because, I came from El Salvador, and I came, and then this guy gave me some clippers, and then I cut this dog's hair, and he liked the way I cut his dog's hair. So then he said, well, if you cut a dog's hair and it's pretty good, then cut my hair, and he cut his hair, and then boom, that's how I became a hairdresser. So that was my first interview. It was crazy with the phone. So you can do it with small equipment. It's just a matter of actually doing it, right?
Yes. Yes, it always comes down to, do you really want it or not? And I think the biggest misconception people have is that there really is no overnight success. If you do have an overnight success, then you probably were highly connected to somebody. Maybe you had somebody in your family, or you knew somebody already. But a lot of these overnight successes, it takes years to be able to say you're an overnight success. So I
Wow.
think that's a big misconception, because a lot of people online always say, I did this in 3 months, you can do it too. Well, yeah, in 3 months you're able to do that, but then what about the other 2 years you're in business for? Why don't we talk about
Mm,
that? And that kind of segues into one of the more important things about nowadays, is that you really do need to have that authentic presence, because people can smell the bullshit from a mile away. Essentially, they can
sure.
smell it, and at the same time they want to be able to feel like they're being part of a journey with somebody that's just like them. That's the biggest thing that I feel like is coming up these days, as well as really doubling down on becoming part of a niche, or even creating your own niche or niche, however you want to put it. But really figuring out and dialing in on what makes you you. That's going to make it a lot easier, because then you're not going to be comparing yourself either.
That's another great point. And you started off with that, is like how, like, in 2024, what we need to do is differentiate ourselves. And how do we, Cat Williams said it well. Cat Williams is freaking blowing up right now. He's going viral right now. All his craziness that every time he goes on a radio show, he says some crazy stuff and viral crazy stuff. He said something that really hit me, is like, if there's 100 people in the room and you're not saying anything different than the other people, then you don't deserve a show. Like you have to be the one that sticks out. And if you're that one person out of 100 people that people say that what he's saying is interesting, that's that thing you got to get. And now I'm like, damn, I need to try to get that. Like, if I don't have it, I need to figure out how to get that, or do it, or be it. Because if I'm not about it, if I'm the same thing as 100 other people, then there's nothing different about what I'm doing, right?
Yeah, and I think it also comes down to reliability as well. There's a big difference between, again, the person that's inconsistent and the person that is consistent. Because if you're showing up every once in a while, but you're not there consistently, then how reliable are you really? And I think that's the perception that a lot of people have about businesses these days, is that you kind of have to just be out there consistently, and you need to be seen as reliable, credible, and trustworthy. I had somebody actually come up to me once and said to me, like, I want to be known as like a content creator. I really want to be known for that. And I want to be able to make some sales and make some money. And I said, well, do you want to be known right now, today, or do you want to be known forever? And there's a big difference between that, because you want to make sure that you're known forever and reliable forever. Because if you're only reliable for a couple of times, you're not going to get repeat business. It's going to be really hard to find people who want to continue to support you. And that's what makes a sustainable growing business, is continued support versus just getting a sale every once in a while.
That's a great point. That's one of my questions, actually, because like I mentioned, people ask me all the time, can I do this? Can I do that? And I'm like, certainly you can do it. You can start messing around with it. You can be an entertain. So like, some people, they can like, they want to. So, like me, for instance, I do this for entertainment. It's just fun. I like to be entertained. Is there that ability to? I guess the question I have is, like, I always tell them, like, if you start, like, you have to keep going. Like, there's no, like, what I always warn people is, like, okay, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure? Because some people say, I want to go hard on YouTube, or I want to go hard on doing reels on Instagram. And I always say, are you sure you want to do this? Because once you start, you can't stop. Like, there's no stop. Is that true? Is what I'm saying true? Is there a moment where you can pause? Is there any like social media content vacation out there that happens in April or something like that? Or is it just, am I right? You have to keep going.
I think if you have all of the basic foundations in place, you can make it look like you're still creating content 24/7. And that's why batch content creation is so important, because you can literally knock out a month's worth of content in probably a weekend. Obviously, it takes a little bit of practice and time to know what you want to make, but you can do that nowadays, is that you can create literally 30 videos in a weekend and you'll have it all set up. So to the outside world, it's going to look like you're creating content 24/7, right? To the untrained eye, essentially. But you could also just not create content for a whole month, have that stock up or that stockpile, and be in the background and thinking to yourself, okay, what am I going to do for next year? What do I want to change? And that's kind of what I did at the end of last year for 2023. Was I had my content stockpiled and it was just all there. And then I was thinking to myself, what are my new goals? What do I want to do with the business? How do I want to change my content for this upcoming year? So I think you're always evolving as a business. You always should be evolving as a business or a creator. And I think if it really is a part of your lifestyle and your personality, you're going to continuously keep growing during the process. And I think it's more of a commitment to growth than a commitment to your content creation, if that makes sense.
Well, delve into that. What does it mean to delve into? Is that, what did you say? Delve in deep, or
like growth? So,
yeah.
For example, when you first start doing it, your growth might be, I just want to be consistent with it. And think about it. If you become consistent with content creation, then that's probably going to bleed into other aspects of your life. Maybe you're more consistent and more committed to your career. Maybe you start becoming more consistent or committed to your family or your workout regimen. That's a life skill, and you learn that from being a content creator. Keep going forward and think, well, my videos look a little grainy. Let me try upping the lighting. Let me try learning how to edit videos. Well, come next year, maybe a couple months, now you have a totally new skill in your arsenal. And you just continue growing. You're investing into yourself. And that's what I truly believe is the greatest thing. And that's why you don't stop, quote unquote, is because you're always going to be growing. You're just adding something to be part of the journey.
Dude, holy crap, man. This is why I love working with this guy. This is why I think every artist, and by the way, he works with many rap artists, many musicians all across the country. This is the difference between the way TBliss works and other media companies work. You have this like kind of whole like, it's, you don't exclude things. Like, a lot of approaches out there are like this. You're going to be this content creator, and then your family's going to be over here, and your day job is actually the thing you're trying to get out of, because you're going to make this dream happen, and then you're going to quit your job, you're going to be rich on YouTube. I love what you're saying, because it's exactly what's happened to me. The same, I never want to leave my day. I love my day job. I love my customers. I love my friends at work. I love what I do. But it's made me so much better at doing that job. The consistency, learning about videos, being a better speaker, engaging with my audience, all those things have helped me in my day job. And then being consistent, that, those are business attributes you need to have. And then also, same thing with the family, like being outgoing more with the family. I'm more of a shy guy when I'm at the family. Like, there's Tia, there's my prima. Oh no, I'm gonna talk to her. Oh, she's a little drunk. Oh my god, I don't know what to do. But now I'm more outgoing. I can tell stories at parties. This right here helps me. I love what you just said. It actually helps you in life. You're gaining life skills doing social media. There's a positive right there.
Yes, I really do truly believe that when you start embracing that, And you're no longer looking at the external reward essentially, because there's the difference. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, like intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. I hope I didn't butcher
Intrinsic?
how to say that. Yeah, intrinsic versus extrinsic. So extrinsic would be examples like, well, I'm gonna work really hard because I want a bigger house, or because I want a bigger salary, or I want nicer clothes. Right? That's very extrinsic.
Like
It's
goal
not really
oriented?
anything. Yeah, kind of like a goal-oriented or results-oriented type of feel.
Results. There's a good word.
Versus intrinsic motivation, where it's like, I want to keep doing this because I want to grow, or because it makes me happy, or it pushes me out of my comfort zone. So you can see the big difference there. Is like one of them is like a external factor, and the other one's just because I want to do it for myself. And that's why I try to train a lot of my clients to understand is that even if you don't make it, your story is going to inspire tons of people. Quite honestly, it's selfish if you don't tell your story to other people, because what if your story held the keys to unlock somebody else's potential?
Yes, 100%. I love that. And I love what you do. You educate your clients on why they should tell their story. And that's what my whole show's about is why do you talk to these guys that are just coming up in the rap game, or these painters that, their paintings are in their living room, nobody's buying them. These guys all have a story, and if they didn't, they have to do what they do. Rick Rubin talks a lot about that, about just doing your art and not worrying about the outcome, like the intrinsic part of it, which you just mentioned, like not worrying about how, at least in the process of creating, not worrying about who's going to buy it, what you're going to get from it, just being in that process of creation, because he said that when you are thinking about the outcome, or when you're thinking about the Mercedes you're going to get, or you're thinking about the money you're going to get, it destroys the creation part, because he calls it like elementary to the it's too early to think about those things. You can think about it once the album's out, once the song's out, then you can think about the marketing aspect and how to sell and how it's going to go. But in the creation part, sitting in that thing. But another question I have for you is, we know that as artists, we know inside of us why we do what we do, why we wake up at 7 a.m. and do a freaking taco de mañana on Saturday, why we wake up and do what we do. We understand. I have this. I don't know how to explain it. Tell me how do we explain it to our families? How do we explain what craziness we do, whether we're a guitar player, whether we're a rap artist, whether we're a painter, whether we're a 48-year-old guy with a podcast that talks to strangers on a Saturday morning at 7 a.m. and says, "Tacos de mañana." How do we explain it to our families that what we do matters? Because from the outside, it doesn't look like it matters to people.
Right. And quite honestly, you can explain it all you want, but nobody else can really see your dream as much as you want. The biggest thing that I had to do was I told my parents that I wanted to be a rapper, that I wanted to be a content king, right? And if you just tell somebody like, hey, I'm a content king, most people are going to probably look at you and be like, what the hell is that? What is a content king? And I tell my coworkers that too. And they're always just like, that's weird, but tell me more. And I think that's the greatest thing, because like when you look at people like Justin Bieber, right? He has people and fans called believers. What the hell is that?
And we have Juice Gang Gang.
Yeah, Juice Gang Gang, like all of these things were created from nobody believing in them, but they had just so much passion inside them that they were able to convince other people to join that wave. And I think it's just kind of getting into that mentality of that it's going to take a long time for people to catch on. And some people might never catch on. Everyone's got haters. Most very famous people have more haters than fans, but they don't focus on that. They focus on what they can do and what they can influence than what they can't change.
I love that. It's not easy. It's not easy at all, because really I don't care. Like, I do care to a sense, but I don't care like there are haters, right? No matter, as small as I am, I still have haters. And my management will tell me like, oh, this guy, he says, it's crazy. Like I don't even have time to like absorb it. I'm like, but I'm going this way. Like I don't care. I'm going, but he's like, I have to go this way. I can't. I have this. I gotta go. I got this thing I'm doing. I've got these other people I'm trying to interview. I got this other thing I'm thinking about. I don't have time for the haters. Like it doesn't affect me. It's weird. It's like my management trips out. They're like, oh, don't you? I'm like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I gotta go. I don't know if you understand like what I'm throwing here.
I think there's a lot of people who will think they know what's best for your business and what you're doing, but ultimately, again, it comes down to it's your vision, and you call the shots. And I think it's scary. Don't get me wrong,
Big time.
but it's also very empowering because whatever decision you make is because you wanted to make that decision. And I think the best saying that I always hear is that I made the best decision I could with the information at that time. Because when you say that, you're not thinking back to, well, I know more now, so I should have changed it. You can't change the past. You made the best decision with the information you had. And I also think the problem is that a lot of people are very insecure on what other people say about their crafts or what they want to do. Very easily people get brought down by negative comments, and other people just get brought down when someone says, yeah, I mean, as long as it makes you happy, like when people say that, if you don't really have a good intrinsic thought process, then you're going to let that get to you. You're going to be demotivated. You're going to think too much about what other people think, and you're just going to stop completely. And to me, that's the saddest thing ever, because that is truly when you get to see wasted potential in people who are just so talented naturally.
And it's usually I think the one that hurt is not the people outside. It's usually somebody that's close to you, and that's the one that hits you. They're like, that's the one that gets you down, right? That's the one that can get you.
Right.
It's crazy.
And it's always hard because you would think they'd be there to support you. And I think they do. It's one of those things where it's like when you listen to your parents when you're younger, it's like they just want what's best for you.
Yes.
But again, they never know what's best for you. No one will know that because only you know yourself the best.
There you go. I can't wait till your book comes out, bro. I need that. I need your manual.
Memoirs of TBliss.
Yes. Dude, no, the workbook of like all your the way, and it's just the beginning for you. You're so young and you're doing what you do with all these clients, but I think your thought process and the way that you think things out, the strategic way, it's very similar to the way. Have you read Rick Rubin's book?
I have not actually.
You should. You have very similar, like you think a lot like that guy. It's a trip. But I like what Nosbig says here. He's just trying to stay afloat and above water. He doesn't need. Dude, that's a good point. Especially in 2024, a lot of us are living paycheck to paycheck. We're just trying to stay afloat. We got pipes bursting in the background. By the way, biddies are going to the pipes. It's crazy. We're just trying to survive. Things are getting more expensive. Food's getting more expensive. People have kids. People have mortgages. Rent is. I saw a 3-bedroom room over here for $4,000 a month. I mean, I don't know how people afford. That's crazy, but it's crazy. It's interesting how, I don't know. Like you there's this kind of thing where like people will be like, I need to get my Lamborghini, but like for me and for a lot like Nosbig, it's like, I just need to be able to afford to fix my pipes when they break down, or I just need to be able to feed my kids, or I just need to be able to make my car payment. There's a certain like tangible thing where I guess I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just two different views. Like, I don't know. What do you think? Like, what are your views on that? Like, there's two different views on what I guess what people want is the topic there.
Yeah, and I think there's a big disconnect because the younger generations versus the old generation, there's always going to be a disconnect there, but it's even more amplified nowadays because the older generation, they had the most social media they had was MySpace and maybe AOL Messenger or something like that.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Yahoo Messenger.
Like today. Yeah, Yahoo Messenger.
That's
all those types of things that, kids these days, they don't know what it was, but that was the foundation. Kids nowadays live in a virtual reality.
100%.
Like right when you open that Instagram, you're essentially transported into a totally different version of what life
And you
is.
can't take them out of it.
When you get older, right, you can't see past it because you're so what you consume is what you've chosen to consume. The algorithm, yes, it does push certain things, but you are reinforcing it subconsciously. So a lot of people keep thinking, well, oh, I'm 22, I don't got a Lamborghini, it's over, man. And it's just like whoa, hold on. Like
There's
that's
time.
not how life really works. This is social media. It's supposed to make you feel a certain way. It's not always supposed to make you feel positive, unfortunately, but they're supposed to get your attention. They're supposed to make you feel because that's what sells and that's what gets out there. That's brand awareness. But when you get older or once you start getting responsibilities, you start realizing, yeah, I don't need a Lamborghini. I don't need a mansion. I just want to be the best father I can be. I
Mm.
want to be the healthiest version of me. And I think that disconnect is getting even bigger and it's a little scary sometimes to see that, which is why I think realism and being authentic online is so important nowadays because you can ground people that way. You can be the person that
Mm.
changes the status quo essentially.
Yeah, if that's very powerful. If you can ground people need that grounding right now. Because like you said, I mean, well, like you could see there's anxiety, there's suicide because kids are like, I want to live like that. And it's not happening. And it's not happening fast, by the way. It has to have fast. It has to go fast. I got to get the car fast. I got to get the Lamborghini fast. I got to get the jewels fast. I got to get the girl full of diamonds fast, like Kanye's daughter just got the other day. I need to get this fast. And first of all, a lot of this stuff you don't need, number one, and then number two, if you do want it, and you could want things, you could want a Lamborghini. Those are goals, those are ambitions, but they don't have to happen fast. You could take your time, and to have somebody online be real and say, I don't have those things. I'm working paycheck to paycheck. I'm trying to just do like Nosbig says. I'm trying to just stay afloat above water in this crazy economy. That's a powerful emotion. That's a powerful thing to ground a community, a society that needs that kind of grounding desperately.
Yes, and I think I think every single year, I don't want to say it gets worse, but it becomes more noticeable. The people who are living in that virtual reality essentially, and the other people who can still keep a sense of being grounded. I also truly believe that a lot of people also, again, just need to learn that it's never gonna come easy either. Even if it comes fast, it probably wasn't easy. And having sustainability is more important than living the fast life for a couple years and then not having anything to really capitalize off of. I know when I was younger, younger, right? Like, but when I first started doing all of this stuff, I was very much in that mindset. But it wasn't until I started actually doing it and doing something that I truly loved, like the content creation and mentoring other people with it, that I stopped worrying about how fast it was going to happen. And I started more worrying about, like, is this something I really want to do? And
Hmm.
there's a lot of growth, again, like self-reflection that you go through. But if you come out of it correctly, you can get a lot of growth. And I hope that a lot of other people out there see that, you know?
Yeah, it's like a chef knife. They can use it for making great meals, or they can stab somebody. Like to be graphic, but it can be a good thing because you have obviously the negatives that social media can do, but you have tons of positives that people don't see, especially if you're in business. The ability to transform your brand or present your brand in a certain way, the power of social media that it has to market your brand the correct way, and the power that it has to get eyeballs on your brand. And then you have the negative. So if you use it correctly, like you said, and your intentions are good, then social media can be a good thing.
Yes. Yes. And I think honestly, the further we go into this, it might not be Instagram, but I think it's going to be on like virtual resumes,
Yeah.
essentially, Because I know, like, whenever clients look at my page or potential clients, it's essentially a resume trying to show off the skills that I know. It's no different than applying to a job and then filling out a resume that way, you know?
Right.
And I think in the future, everybody's going to start getting more on the train of you got to have a personal brand. You got to be online. And I think that is already becoming true because I know one of my jobs I was able to actually get, my day job, because I ran the side hustle. I showed them what I did. I showed them how committed I was, and they saw that it was professional online. And that's going to be very different. And I think people are going to become more what is it, cognizant, I guess that's the right word,
Yeah.
of their digital footprint and what they're putting out there. So I
Yeah.
think the further we keep going down this, the more we're going to be integrated into it, but the grounding is going to become even more essential because again, everyone's going to be able to smell the bullshit.
100%. I think you're right. That's exactly where it's going. And I think about that a lot when I do funny shows or say some crazy funny stuff. And because I follow Gary Vee a lot. So, and I remember him saying, like, when you're like 85 and you have grandchildren and they see you on video, what you're saying going to be okay for your grandchildren to see? So I always think about that, and I always try to keep my show family friendly, because it's like that. When I turn 85, which is not that far from now, are my grandchildren going to be able to watch my show? And I hope so. So I always try to keep it pretty clean. But it's going to be your virtual resume, and I always think about that. Like, if I was a person that was looking for a job, and I because there's two parts of a interview. There's number one, your skills, your skill set, and you could talk about those. I talk, I did sales, I do this, I could do that, I can manage, I can do this, do that, whatever your skills are. But then there's a part where your soft skills come in handy, and it's like, well, what kind of person? They always ask you, well, what kind of, even if they don't ask you, anyone that's hiring you wants to know what kind of person. They don't want a psycho working for them, like somebody is going to go crazy, right? So I can always just go, well, look at my show. Like, go, if you want to know about Ray, then go on my podcast, listen to a few episodes, and you can right away find out what kind of person I am, because it's all real, and everything I say is me. I can literally point at my show now. It's a virtual resume. It's a virtual portfolio, and they can take it or leave it. They can say, number one, the guy has amazing skills, and number two, he's an amazing entertainer. He's funny. He doesn't cuss very much. He's a good guy. In my case, now, if I was somebody else doing some crazy stuff, had nude girls in the Howard Stern type show with nude chicks in the background in bikinis or something like that, I might have a problem. So, yes, it could be a virtual portfolio, right?
Yeah, and I think again that's one of the craziest things is that again people will put literally in their interviews, all right, provide us with your social media and we'll do a quick background check. And I've seen some of my friends start
Dang.
sweating after they've said that. It's like, oh, whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
They want to look at what I've been posting, and
That's the
that's how
first
I've
thing they're
always
probably
seen
going
it.
to look at.
Right, that's always the first thing. And it's weird because I don't think there's laws yet for that, for discrimination, but I bet you in the future there probably will be more laws protecting people
Way
from
in
their
the
social
future,
media
yeah.
pages. So I'm very interested to see how much this grows, and I think this is why I am so passionate about it, is because I do see it kind of like the future, and it already is. Same with using AI to help you out with running your business and things like that. I mean, I use it myself, and I tell my clients to use it as well to help generate ideas, because AI really is something that's going to continue to be more important. And there's people saying that, like, oh, but it's going to take jobs, it's going to eliminate jobs, but someone needs to know how to code the AI, someone needs to know what to put into the AI. So being able to learn how to use the future tech and being familiar with it, getting out of your comfort zone, is going to be something that's really important in these coming years.
It makes jobs easier is what it actually does. Because think about this, if you're putting out as much content as we do, I'm a great writer. I can write copy like nobody's business. But sometimes I have a day where, like, I have it in my coffee and there's like a big block, like a writing block on that day, on Tuesday in the middle of the afternoon, and I got to put up this content. I will grab my idea, put it into ChatGPT and say, write a copy for podcasts or for Instagram saying this. I will give my stuff to AI to make it sound better because I maybe have a block on some point of it, and it makes it sound incredible. It's worth it. It's worth it.
Oh, go ahead.
And then, and so on that point as well, because we use that. Do you? I'm assuming that you have clients that do the same thing, right?
That use AI.
Yeah, like for copy and stuff like that.
Yeah. I essentially have like prompts that I give some of these clients.
You have a list of
they tell me a
prompts.
little bit about their brand. Yeah, because you always need something to put into the.
Yeah, you can't just. Yeah. By the way, people think it's easy. Oh, AI. Oh man, you have to know what to tell it. You have to know what to ask it. The prompts are super important. So if you got a list of prompts, that's another gold mine you have there too as well.
Yeah, and it's always important because I know I have my own prompts for my own business. Like I say, create an Instagram caption that's 3 paragraphs long for a content coach named Jay, where its program is called the Content is King program that helps I help statement generate 10 ideas. And then it generates it.
Damn.
So then
that's very
with
specific.
The client, it's like just be like let's use Classified as an example, right? Because we know who Classified is. He's been on your show.
Oh yeah.
Create 10 content ideas for an artist named Classified who used to be a drug dealer but has now turned and changed his ways. Make sure the post is inspirational, motivational, and at the same time funny and matches Classified's personality. Boom.
Wow.
Comes up with some ideas. But it takes time to learn those prompts. And, obviously that was off the rip. So once you've learned that first prompt, you can start editing it to figure out, okay, well, it didn't really give me what I wanted, but the next time I'll add this sentence or this word or change what I'm putting into it. And slowly but surely you'll start forming essentially a brand. You just used it to help you. You didn't make it do everything for you because you still had to think of that. But it is very helpful, and it does make it remove content creation overwhelm significantly.
Yes, it's such a huge time saver, and that was a good point you brought up. You still have to go back and edit. You can't just be like a grab copy and put it on. You still got to edit and go through and make sure it said what you meant, number one, and then grammatically that it was correct and well and in the right context that you were trying to say it too. But dude, I didn't think about doing all 10 at once. I usually just do one at a time. You're smart. You're like talking about batch content. You're saying give me 10 so that I don't have to worry about it for the next 10 weeks. It's crazy. That's awesome. What do you think about Classified taught me about I asked him about which editing software he uses. What do you think he said?
Did he say CapCut?
Yep, CapCut, right? So by the time I figure out CapCut, right? By the time I learned it from Classified right here in the studio, he tells me about it. The next day I try to download it. The very next day, TikTok already integrates it into TikTok. It's already there. So I was like, dude, I don't even need this. I just deleted it right away. So now the templates are in TikTok. There's similar templates on Instagram as well. What do you think about? I mean, there should be, and this was my first thought when I seen these templates inside the apps themselves. I was like, nobody has a freaking excuse, because it used to be the excuse, well, I don't know how to make a video. I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to there's all these excuses. I'm like, dude, the thing does it for you. You just press the plus sign. You can scroll through on the templates. You're like, I like the way that thing's flipping my pictures back. I want that, boom. And then you press add media and it does it for you in like 2 seconds. There's no excuse. What do you think about that?
Right. I don't really think there is much of an excuse these days to not be able to create content. Now, if you're doing it from scratch, yeah, it's going to be a skill. But again, it's a skill that's going to be worth it at the end of the day. Is the juice worth the squeeze?
Ooh,
and
juice
again,
gang.
I think it stems down to a lot of people are just insecure. They're afraid of what well, what if my boss who follows me sees it? What if my brother or my cousin, or what if my old classmate from 7th grade who I shared
Ooh,
science with, and
that's
we
why
didn't even
Facebook
talk to
sucks.
each other? Yeah, exactly. It's like they think about it so much, and it's like, well, when's the last time you talked to that person? Do you think they really care about it that much? And if they did care about it, don't you owe them, the hard work and the content you're supposed to give them? And it's
That's
it's
true.
polarizing. Essentially, polarizing content is super important, because when content is polarizing, you attract your real fans versus the ones that were kind of just watching but weren't actually going to do anything with your brand anyways.
That's funny. We're terrified of the chick from Mr. Armando's class seeing it, and we're not going back to Mr. Armando's class tomorrow. We're never gonna see that person, but we're terrified of Mr. Armando's whole class seeing your Facebook ad, and it's funny that we're that terrified of the high school seeing it, and we're not even in high school anymore. It's funny. That's crazy. That's crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh man, that's insane. How you doing on time, buddy? You gotta go.
I am good. I got time for one more question.
All right, cool. Let's go here. So let's talk about, we talked about before, we talk all the time, but we talked about different data points. How does somebody, so remember like a few years ago, Reels was going like, you put a Reel out, you're getting like 3,000 views instantly. Boom. Nowadays, it's almost impossible. You're hitting like 100s, 200s. And then on top of that, you're getting, if you look at the analytics like you taught me to do, if you guys want to work with somebody, I'm telling you, this guy's amazing. You're getting like a 2.5 second to a 5-second view on some of my, I don't know if I'm the only one. I know I suck at this because I'm better at losing followers than gaining followers, but I'm getting 2.5 seconds to a 5.3 second view on average on my, is that normal? Is our attention span that low in America that we don't even watch more than 5 seconds of a video?
I think yes. I do think attention spans have definitely shrunk. Don't judge me.
Shrunken and shrinking.
But like shrinking.
Shrunken time. Nice.
I find it very interesting. I think it comes down to like people are super. What is it like? They know what they want to see when they go on there, and so a good hook is important. A good call to action is important. And I also think it comes down to, they need to see you multiple times to really start caring. I mean, you've probably seen an ad before, or some personality. You might have liked one of their posts, or maybe you watched like the first 5 seconds and then you kept scrolling. Then
Yeah, I noticed that. Like, I'm complaining about it, but I do the same thing. I'm like, like I see that guy all the time. He's freaking popping up. And then you're right. What happens? Keep going.
Then you start looking at them and they're like, maybe I should listen to him. Let me check out his profile. And so that is the power of just being consistent, because again, they're not doing anything special, but they're just in your face. And that's what gets people to want to be curious.
Right. Quantity. That's when quantity comes in, right?
Yes.
So that's where the power of quantity comes in. That's always been my, because there's different, we talked about in the last show, there's people that are like, kind of pull back a little bit, just put it once a week. And then there's people like you and other people that I've talked to is like, put as much out there because you got to get them to see you. And that's a good point. That's exactly what happened. What you described is exactly what happens, where I'm watching, I'm like, damn it. And then I'm like, you catch that, and then you're just, It's the same strategy that they used with television. Let's go back to the old days, and it's still happening now. Television commercials go over and over and over and over again. The next thing you know, your 9-year-old's repeating exactly the same Allstate commercial verbatim. It's crazy. So it's the same kind of thing, right?
It is. Marketing has pretty much stayed the same. But one of the biggest things I will say before I dip as well is there is no golden or what is it? There's no golden way of doing this. There's no master way. Some things are going to work for others, and you just kind of have to figure out what is going to work for you. And to get somebody that you can work with, who can hold you accountable and wants to see you succeed. but ultimately marketing is very much a throw it out there and see what happens. Just keep on testing it.
100%. Guys, that's TBliss645. Make sure you follow him on Instagram. It's exactly what I'm talking about. If there's people that tell you, I have the formula, you do it like this and it's going to work. TBliss isn't going to blow smoke up your brain. He's going to tell you the truth. He's going to work with you. He's going to work with your style. He's going to work with your time, and he's going to make things happen. Make sure you follow TBliss645. My brother, thank you so much for coming on and taking the time with me. I appreciate your friendship, your input that you give me on the side, and I appreciate you coming on today. Thank you so much.
It's always a pleasure, Ray's. Take care.
Awesome, my man. I'll see you soon. Take care. That was TBliss645, a beautiful ending to this amazing show. Thank you so much for joining us. That was incredible. We had Mecutio on the show, just to review, so you guys know what's coming on the VOD. Mecutio performed for us 2 songs. Number one song from his solo album that's not even out yet. He's just begun his solo career, and he started it today on this show, so make sure you go back and catch that VOD. Mecutio performed a solo song from one of his solo albums that's coming out soon. He also freestyled live on the show. LA Lifestyle, Andrew Tater was on the show as well. 2 radio hosts, not just prolific rappers, but radio hosts from 101.5 were here. Andrew Tainter as well as Mecutio were on the show for 2 hours. We also just finished with TBliss645, an amazing social media expert and friend. I really hope you guys enjoyed the show. Starfile Nels, it was awesome. Painting Polish, it was awesome. J-Rob, Nas Big, thank you for coming in. Painting Polish, H-Town Love, everybody who's in, everybody who's participating in the show, an amazing show. Ramon Works, of course, you know my man's in the show. Painting Polish, Starfire Nails, everybody, all my crew, Juice Gang Gang, Juice Gang Gang, stay thirsty, not dangerous. Have a great one.